Hey! Hello, viewer. It is Saturday, November the 5th, 2022, or the Beirut Appreciation Society evening, or if you're in the UK, it's Guy Fawkes night. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all very well today. A special one today, folks. It literally is going to be, let me put the graphic up. Here we go. It is going to be James Cameron's Aliens. Be warned, folks. I wanted to do the movie justice, so potentially could be a long one, or we may need to do a kind of a half time. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, as I always say, lots to get through. Shall we get the guests out? Of course, we should. Okay, so here he is, folks. Watch out. War and peace. It is Corporal Swap Shop. Hey.
Mr. Brown, how's it going?
Not bad. Are you? Good?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm buzzing after just watching the movie. So
I've just managed to finish it, yeah.
Yeah, literally, the credits were rolling at about like 1 minute past 10. So yeah,
wow.
I'm super excited, super hyped. It's been years since I watched this, and it's just made me all excited and happy and ready to go, mate.
Lots to do. Shall we get the next Marine out?
Oh, quick. Yeah, get him on the ready line.
Okay, watch your, I will say white. Watch your white privilege, folks. It is the movie Cynic. Hello there.
Hello there.
Hello, Matt. You good?
I am good. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. You excited about this one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was ready for any of the choices. All just wonderful movies. So this is I'm not going to complain with this one.
Cracker, isn't it?
Absolutely, a cracker just like me. And then watching that white privilege of mine.
Yeah, be careful with that, mate. It'll get you into trouble. Shall we get the next Marine out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my script's all over the place. Sorry, guys. It was going to be first, but from a galaxy far, far away, it's the golden reach-around droid of choice. It's Z Nomorph. Oh, did you see what he did there?
Oh, see what I did there? Very clever, wasn't it? Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Fantastic. I think we can end the stream there. We can't follow that.
No, absolutely not. It's a pun in a million.
You're very good.
Oh, thank you very much. I've been very much looking forward to this one. What a brilliant movie.
Shall we get the next Marine out?
Oh, let's. I can't wait to dig into this, mother.
I know we're going to be here all night. Okay, last but not least, he's the, whatever you know, it's Mega Geek. Here he is. Wait.
Hello. Sorry, drinking. How are you? How's everybody tonight?
Yeah, not bad. You all right, buddy?
No, I'm okay. I'm all right. Aliens, good film.
Yes.
How long's it been since you last slept?
24
Look into
hours.
my eye, Hudson.
Yeah. I know, that's been a blessing and a curse, because we've got the slides with the subtitles on, and it's every scene is just iconic, as Z Nomorph said privately, and it's just, what can you do?
Xenomorph.
So should we just get on with it, boys and girls?
Why not?
Yeah, go in.
Yeah, let's not wait. Come on, get started.
Before we proceed, hello, chats. We can see you. Hello. Just let me highlight one thing. There we go. Okay, so. Okay, James Cameron, Aliens, full movie. Please like, share, subscribe. Poster. I'll quickly do the blurb. Okay, Aliens Special Edition. The theatrical one was 1986. Runtime of this one, 2 hours, 34 minutes. Release date of the above said theatrical, July 18, 1986 USA, August 29, 1986 UK, directed by the great James Cameron. Story by James Cameron, David Giller, Walter Hill, based on characters created by Dan O'Brien, Ronald Shuzette. Screenplay, James Cameron. Music, the mighty James Horner. It sounded like Star Trek too, but anyway. Produced by Gordon Carroll, David Giller, Walter Hill, Gail Ann Hurd. Budget, $18.5 million. Gross worldwide, $131 million, which ain't bad. Starring Sigourney Weaver as Ripley, Carrie Hine as Newt, Michael Biehn, Corbel Hicks, Paul Reiser Burke, the brilliant, I'll say, Lance Erickson as Bishop, the even better Bill Paxton, Private Hudson, William Hope as Gorman, Jeanette Goldstein, Private Vasquez, Al Matthews, Sergeant Apone, Mark Ralston, Private Drake. I think that's it for the blurb. So, fellas, initial thoughts on the film. Do you want to go first, Swappers?
Oh, geez, what can I say about this film? Really, apart from it's just one of my top 3 favorites of all time, and that's difficult cramming 3 in the top like that. But it is just one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had watching any kind of entertainment in my life. After the brilliance of the first film, it's such a different movie, completely different movie. The only thing it shares with it is the fact that it's set somewhere in space or on a planet somewhere in space. So the way they made this so brilliantly new and fresh compared to the iconic original is mind-blowing. When you go back and watch it again and you think to yourself, they either matched it or topped it, depending on your personal opinion. But these days it just seems impossible for someone to be able to do that with a sequel. And they took the genius idea of the original, and that there was so much creativity, so much potential in that first movie that you could do with the sequel, that Cameron must have just grabbed it with both hands and just thought, James Cameron, the director, by the way, for those that don't know, must have just grabbed it and just made sweet love to it and came out with this baby. And God, what a beautiful child it is.
Movie Cynic?
One of the best movies ever made. It's not in my top 10, but not. It's still, a 100% for me of this movie. Like, it's incredible. I think it's one of the best examples. I know it's happened in the past, but I can't recall another series where the original was so distinct and then it completely switches genres
180
and can top it, in my opinion. I like this better than the original, but also still feel like it's a sequel to the original. It makes sense. It flows in, the first one flows into this one very well, and they're completely different films. It's really, really impressive. And if it wasn't for, in my opinion, Avatar's blight on James Cameron's resume, he's one of the best directors ever, and just an incredible movie. Incredible.
When I watched this, it was like watching Avatar. But anyway, Z.
This is an amazing movie. Every single scene in this is iconic. I enjoyed myself thoroughly from start to finish. It's been about 4 years since I last watched it. I wasn't really paying attention, but sit down, watch it on HD telly.
Oh, nice.
My God, this is a great film. It just takes everything that the 1979 version of Alien did and turns it up to 11.
It does. Here you go. First chat of the night. Hello, Cruel. What is good about Aliens, you ask? Answer, everything.
What isn't? Yeah.
Ian?
What? Sorry. You want me to... Sorry. Oh, you want me to... Aliens...
On 10 minutes.
What's someone going to say about Aliens? It's a good movie. It's well directed. It's had a lot of troubles behind the scenes with James Cameron versus the British crew. If it wasn't for Sigourney Weaver and Gail on her, whatever her name is,
Anne Heard, yeah.
and Heard. This film would never have been made, and thank God it was made, because it's a really enjoyable movie. And one of the best things about it, I find, even today, is that the effects have models, and I love models, and I love the dropship, and I love the Sulaco.
Yeah.
And I think those things really do make a science fiction movie pop. Unfortunately, today they use a lot of CGI, but in those they didn't have CGI. It wasn't well developed, so they use models. And I love models in films. That's one of the pluses of this movie, Aliens. Plus the fact it didn't try to copy the first one, which is great, because usually when you make a sequel to a successful film, it's trying to imitate the first one and trying to be better than the first one. But this one went in a completely different direction, which makes it kind of unique. And I remember somebody said to James Cameron, "So you're making Aliens 2?" And he would tell them off saying, "It's not Aliens 2, it's Aliens." So there you go. So Aliens is a good film in my book.
Andy Mouse, hello Andy, went to see it 3 days in a row. Wow. See,
get away from me, you bitch. Yeah.
Jacob, everybody check out Jacob's channel. Game over, man. Game over.
Yep.
Okay. There are a lot of slides. So shall we proceed? So I will kind of go through them, and you can just maybe discuss stuff over the top. We'll just see how we go, yeah. So old school. Do you remember that?
Old school animation as well. Look at that. Today it's 3D. Look at that animation. Wow.
Yeah, old school folks.
That's how Star Wars used to start off, remember?
Yeah. The alien with the vagina in the middle. Can you see it? Okay. So I think the first scene is the escape pod from the original, from the Nostromo. It's just floating, isn't it?
Certainly is. Got lost in space. Oh, that's another one.
It is. So we have the obviously we have the music, the James Horner score coming in, and then I think, is it some salvage, some deep space salvage crew or something?
Yeah, she was lucky to bump into them.
Yeah,
lucky to. I mean, that's 1 billion to 1. Let's face it, the universe is so big.
Yeah. So Ian's model stuff.
Oh, fantastic! Look at that.
Z, are you into models?
I love models. I love the practical effects over the model, over the CGI work any day of the week, and they just use it all in this, don't they? Model shots, the stop motion, even the puppetry on the Queen. It's just all so much more realistic than the CGI. Everything's got weight. Everything looks like it could exist, whereas CGI just doesn't. It's got that really fake aesthetic look to it, and this is much better. I love it.
Swappers, do you like this probe ship, this probe scanner thing coming out? I still think it looks fucking incredible.
Every single little thing, isn't it? Every single little thing about the technology, kind of, is still retro future in this, which I really like. But this probe thing, I remember seeing it for the first time when I was 14 and just wondering what the fuck that was. When it's just, you see the door opening and you're thinking, oh shit, is there an alien out there? That's all you're thinking, isn't it? All the way through the movie is like, shit, is there an alien out there? Or is there an alien in there? Or is there an alien in that shadow? That's all you're thinking. Although it doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter when you feel safe anywhere in this movie. You're thinking, is there a fucking alien there? And
Swappers. There's numbers on the door, mate. Do you remember you were talking about
numbers,
that?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I was jizzing all the way through the film because I was seeing numbers everywhere. It was great. that door opens then, and you're not sure what's going to come through it. And Cameron knows all this stuff. He's playing on your mind the whole time, and he just puts this kind of big ominous object coming through the mist into the room, into this, and you're sitting there thinking like, what the fuck is going on? Slowly the scene unravels itself, and there's the probe that comes in, and you figure out what's going on. But even that alone is just brilliant. Every single little piece of visual design in every scene of this movie is fantastic, and even his choice of actors as well. Just these guys, they're just great. You totally they don't look. It's just the casting is perfect. They don't look too pretty. They kind of look workmanlike, kind of jobbing guys out in space somewhere. What they're wearing, tiny little fasteners on their jackets, everything. My eye was all over it, and just noticing every single inch of every shot of this film when I was watching it again. Every single time I watch it, I spot something new as well. But yeah, great scene, mate. Opening scene, but just brilliant.
And right on cue, the sex bots arrive. So they're not getting their salvage.
They're not in. They're not new.
Yeah.
I
So
think this was a matte painting, wasn't it? Someone might be.
it
able to
was.
confirm.
It was.
Yeah,
I think the
amazing.
earth in the back was back projection, and this was a matte painting.
Yeah, that was a matte painting. Yeah.
Movie. Do you think the effects hold up?
Oh, absolutely. I didn't because I've seen it so many times and I watched it recently. I didn't watch it over the weekend, but I was watching it in 4K and just marveling at how incredible it looks. Even to this day, the practical effects are just, man, does it just make you hate the fact that they go CGI every time now, just because it's easier for them. Because the ingenuity and creativity put into, just from the matte paintings or actual puppetry for the alien, it's just, I miss those days, and to see how well it holds up, it's really disappointing they don't still use that kind of technology much anymore.
Well, to be honest, some of it, majority of it holds up, but there's a lot that looks horrible, in my opinion, the effects. But that was just due to the time. Like for instance, when the dropship is landing or in the air, and you see the animation of the things coming out, that's animation. So there's a lot of like when the big truck is driving and then suddenly you can see it's a model, things like that. But that's quite cute. I think it's quite nice. But I mean, let's face it, right? Some of the effects wasn't very good in there, but it's just due to the time itself, wasn't it?
Well, and budget restraints too. But
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like we know it's CGI too when they're using CGI, so it's like, well, what kind of fake do you want? I guess.
You're absolutely right.
It felt very 60s Thunderbirds.
But that's the thing, you see. If you look at Alien, the first Alien, they were actually using the same effects that they did in Space 1999. They're very sparse with it. So they couldn't have a ship go through the starfield. If you notice that when you see Aliens, the starfield's very sparse. So if they went through a star, you would see right through the ship, because I can't remember what the process was called, because they couldn't afford the computers and stuff like that. So they did it old school, and it's the same. It's kind of semi in this one as well, because James Cameron came from the Roger Corman school. So basically he built sets, and he
knew everything, didn't he?
So he kind of was supervising everything on Aliens, and he was determined to get as much out of the budget as possible. So there you go.
Okay, so Carter Burke has walked in with Jonesy, and how long was I out there?
57 years. Or was it 50? Oh, 57 years, I got it right.
57.
Yes, how old I am. 57 years.
There is lots of, is it foreshadowing? Is that the term?
Yes.
Doing the slides, because literally for the past 3 days I've been doing slides, so my eyes have gone square and all I can see is aliens, but so much foreshadowing of stuff coming later on down the line, which I never appreciated before.
James Cameron said he cast this guy because he didn't want the audience to suspect that he was going to be a slime ball, because he comes from a very famous sitcom in America, and I don't know which.
I forget what it's called too.
It was in Beverly Hills Cop as well.
He was,
but he was. I loved this guy from the sitcom from when I was a kid.
Helen Hunt was in it, right? Because she's gorgeous.
Yes.
Helen Hunt.
It was Mad About You. That was the name of it. Yeah.
This is a dream, isn't it? Then.
Yes. Just like American Wealth in London. Do you remember that? Dream within a dream.
Yes. So
when I saw this in the cinema, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, but you know what, right? The effects for it coming out of her chest didn't look right. It was like bubble gum. It was like it was coming out of a bubble gum chest.
That's the whole point, isn't it? It's supposed to be
weird.
surreal and not like representation of what would actually happen. So it's distorted by her memory, basically.
I see. Okay.
And it's like coming out of her stomach, right? More out of her stomach.
Melvin Deeply, hello, Melvin. Paul Reiser from My Two Dads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the second sitcom he did, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
This always gets me where they go, kill me. That's pure desperation, isn't it?
Yeah. She doesn't want to go through that final horrible moment. But
that doesn't look. That looks like bubble gum or something. I don't
I
know
just
what
think
that is.
I just think the head would never be like that.
Yeah,
You'd
I
never
don't know. The skin color is completely different to her hands as well. So
if her head was at an angle going backwards and she was looking down her nose towards the
yeah,
thing, it'd look more convincing.
yeah.
But anyway, that's me.
It's okay though. I mean,
It
even I
is.
was
It
riled when
is.
I was watching it. It's like
It is.
fucking
So
hell.
she's no.
Yeah,
That's a bad dream, isn't it?
yeah.
Here you go. Not Brian. Paul Reiser was more recently in The Boys. He was.
He was, yeah, and he was also in. Was he in? No, that was the other fella. Was he in Stranger Things as well?
It was, yeah.
Oh, of course. This gets
So
around.
she slept enough. Okay, so I think this is the scene where it's. Is this an extra scene with the
It is.
daughter?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Very much so.
Yeah, I was trying to remember which bits were in the special edition, which weren't. But yeah, this was an added bit. It was great. Yeah, let me see her
This was
face. As well.
the first major inclusion in it, which I think was necessary. They should have kept it in because it kind of gives her more of an attachment to Newt later.
Yeah, the mommy bit as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon they took it out of time. I think. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just looking at her daughter's face then because they used Sigourney Weaver's face and modified it a bit for that picture.
Did they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Nice.
But I was looking at that picture and thinking because I've played Alien Isolation since the amazing Sega game that was out a few years back, and that game's all about her daughter because you're playing as her daughter in that game. So that kind of like this shone new light on that game and vice versa. When I was watching this bit, I just thought, oh shit, yeah, she's had her own Alien experience. Yeah, but back then, obviously, when this film was made, no one had a clue.
Do you realise that when they were making this film, 20th Century Fox didn't approach her? They had all money in place. James Cameron had signed on, the producer had signed on, and they didn't sign Sigourney. And so James Cameron went up to 20th Century Fox and said, have we got Sigourney? And they went, no, we don't need her. And he goes, well, the whole film's about Ripley.
Yeah.
And so James Cameron just went out of his way to send her the script. And when she read it, she was like, this is great. This is all about Ripley. How comes I haven't seen it? How comes you know what I mean? So, and in fact,
there you go, folks.
Sorry, let me just finish. That put in a great position to actually get more money. And she got paid over $1 million to do this film. So there you go.
In the chat, Jacob Ironside, it pays to have a cat. It lets you know when an alien is about to burst out of your chest. It also pays to have dogs as well, because if there's a Terminator,
yep,
you're okay. Wolfie. So this is where she finds out her daughter's been dead a few years. Okay, so we go to the meeting now, don't we? She's effectively been summoned. Yeah. So we get a little bit of the backstory from the original Alien.
Everybody's got their collars up for some reason on their jackets. It's the new style.
Well, apart from the lady, yeah. But I like that because I thought it was just like when I was watching it for the first time, I thought, obviously, like fashions have just altered a little bit, like a couple of 100 years in the future. They've just sign of just these little tweaks on their outfits.
Yeah.
Not too much, but I like the look. I wish I could buy a suit like that today, to be honest with you.
You know what, right? With the information that comes up with Lambert, it says that she's gay. Did anybody read the information that comes up in this film?
I thought she was. Yeah.
I never read that.
I didn't know she was gay, though.
I have heard that since. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So representation, bang early. Yes.
Exactly.
40 years before everybody else.
And we didn't give a damn either. We just got on with it.
That's right.
Movie. Do you like the women smoking in the future?
Of course. Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
Okay, so Ripley's trying to explain what happened, and I don't think they kind of believe.
They don't care. It's not that they don't believe; they just don't care.
Yeah, because she just destroyed it, and
plus the company has different ideas for it as well, and they're not going to tell her, are they?
Yeah, I think they said the ship, the Nostromo, was $42 million, which doesn't seem a lot, does it?
No,
No.
I remember thinking that when I
Yeah.
watched it last.
Unless if the value of the dollar is totally different in the future. But anyway,
Mm.
okay.
I mean, they,
so
Elon-
then,
you could also say about smoking, couldn't you? Think like you think they'd all would have quit by this point, and because they know about the health hazards of it and stuff. But we don't know if they're smoking newfangled kinds of
That's
cigarettes.
right.
yeah,
That dude's still kind of fat, so I don't think he gives a shit about health.
Well, that's because he's not smoking those vitamin cigarettes.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Ripley is just saying all this is just bullshit.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah. And those aliens are bad, aren't they?
Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
No, she didn't say that.
So she's not been thrown in prison, but she's lost the flight status, hasn't she? So
She's been demoted.
yeah. So there you go. He just confirms that.
Doesn't believe it because they actually put people on that planet to terraform it, and they're okay. Apparently.
Do you think it feels a little bit convenient how they've been there 20 years, and all of a sudden everything kind of happens as soon as Ripley appears?
Well, that's the nature of movies, isn't it?
It is. That is the only convenience, because if they set down on company orders in the original movie, then the company still has something to investigate there. I find it a little bit of a stretch that they waited that long.
Yeah. And this is where we find out that they've been terraforming.
Yeah, but it's a big planet though, so it's possible that they, like when we landed on the moon, we only saw one side, didn't we? We didn't really see all of it, so you never know. Maybe they didn't see it.
It was quite hostile, wasn't it?
Yeah. So maybe they didn't see it after so many years, but then that's just an excuse. But then again, the movie couldn't have happened if they didn't, if they paid attention to that kind of detail.
Yeah, it'd been a quick movie. Okay, so this is where it says the terraformers have been there. Special edition, yes.
Yeah, I don't like this. There's no need for this at all.
I thought it was, because I thought it was important to establish how many people were there and the type of people that were there. Because when you actually see that there are kids there and families, it just makes what's coming just feel a lot more agonizing.
I don't know. You may be right, but I think just by hearing about people who are on there, and because Newt appears, you realise kids were there as well. I think it says it all, really. That's one of the. I think it's just time, and there's no reason to have any of these scenes at all. You really didn't. If you took it, obviously I took it out of the story, and it didn't make a difference, did it? So anyway,
I think like if this scene wasn't here, like in the theatrical one. When you see Newt is when it really hits you, like, oh shit, kids are there. I think you're right. This is kind of unnecessary. Like, I understand why they filmed it in the first place, but if I had done it, I would recognize later. I'm like, I think it would be more impactful if we saw Newt as the first kiddo.
Yeah, that's that guy from Red Dwarf.
Red Dwarf, yeah, Mark.
Yeah, I was thinking that he gets around.
Great addition.
But it works either way with this addition in the movie.
Oh, very Avatar.
You can appreciate it either way. I think a good way to watch it is the non-special edition first, because it's a bit more concise and you do get more mystery. Whereas this film kind of elaborates a bit more. And if you want to see it again, this is a good way to go.
It's a special edition, isn't it? So that's what they do. Yeah.
But great, absolutely superb extra scenes, even though they're not strictly necessary.
This felt so Thunderbirds for me.
It did, but that's what I'm saying. That
but good. Yeah.
Yes, I'm saying, but that's what I like models so much. It's a model, and you can see the craft. It's so beautiful the way they do it and stuff like that, and it works both hand in hand. But let's not pretend we can't.
I thought that was Michael Sheen at first, and I realised this was made 40 years ago. Anyway,
Newt.
Okay, so this is where we see the original alien ship, isn't it?
The Juggernaut,
Well, that explains why if this is the first time they've seen it, then the planet's huge. So I don't know.
We don't know how far. Well, they might have said, but I missed it. But we don't know strictly how far they are out from the colony. Exactly. And they could have been going for hours and hours and hours, like maybe a couple of days even with camping in that vehicle. So if it's that far, then obviously that's why they haven't explored that far into that region. But the company obviously knew about the ship, otherwise they wouldn't have, all part of the nefarious plan.
I think leaving this scene out too, while it's really cool, like if you watch the theatrical and then the special edition, like if leaving this out makes it seem less contrived.
Yeah. In fact, the girl who played Newt, this is the only acting she's done ever. She gave up after this.
Yeah, I've been in touch with her on Instagram actually. Yeah, so she didn't do anything else.
She never came back, did she? For Alien 3,
she was dead.
Disappointing. Yeah, I know. I still can't believe why that went that direction.
I'll always regard that film as a hyperspace dream, hypersleep dream. I'll never consider it as part of the continuity ever.
Okay, so the dad's been impregnated. They still look scary, then, don't they? See, this scene here for me is iconic. Just the cigarettes just burnt literally to the.
It's visual storytelling.
Yeah,
it's the transition between that previous scene to this one as well. When it goes from the facehugger to her hand, which is a really good little mirror.
Well, it's not. It's kind of telling you that she's in deep in thought, and she's been deep in thought for a very long time. That hence why the cigarettes are almost next to the stub. So that's visual storytelling.
Is it basically remorse as well? Do you think?
Well, it's she can't sleep.
Remorse,
can she?
Survivor's remorse.
Well, she can't sleep, can she? So, she's up all night. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like visually telling you that she hasn't really, gotten over it, kind of.
Okay, so Burke is back,
I
isn't
love
he?
Burke. He's fun.
We've lost contact. She doesn't want any of it, does she?
I don't blame her.
What do you think to the living spaces in the whatever century it is? Bit compact and bijou, isn't it?
It reminds me of Japanese apartments. So,
yes,
capsule apartments.
Yeah.
Living pod.
Yeah, is it stated where she is at the moment? Is she in space or is she on a colony or where is she at the moment?
She's on Earth.
She's
on Earth in an apartment.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you don't get any establishing shots, do you? You just sort of you're guessing where she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like all the decor, and we should call it decor. That is.
Okay, so it's a rescue mission, and Gorman is kind of saying, "Well, the Marines have been trained." Yes, I heard a ghost noise as well.
Yeah.
It's my brother. That was my brother mucking around in the background.
Okay, so she doesn't want to go, does she?
Of course, she doesn't.
I will say this is strong. This is a strong female, isn't it? And it's not forced in any way, is it, guys?
And also, it's a good reason why she went as well, because the nightmares, she couldn't shake the nightmares, so she had to face her fears. That's the conclusion she came to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And obviously, she knows full well exactly what these things are capable of.
Okay, so Burke is saying, if you come along, I'll get you reinstated.
It's not going to mean anything if you're dead.
Okay. So this is the foreshadowing, isn't it, of what's going to come in a bit?
Yeah.
That she wakes up.
She leaves Jones there.
Business cards in whatever century it is.
Wayland Company.
Yeah. Building better worlds. Jonesy.
Really small, isn't it? A little bed.
It is, yeah. So she's waking up sweating, which ain't good, is it?
No. Burke's in the same apartment. You can tell.
It's on the other side of the set. Yeah,
that's right.
This is just such a great shot because it's in just the blink of an eye you get another building block to his personality. He's like obviously shielding the person behind him. He's obviously been sleeping with somebody and he doesn't want her to see. So you're already getting the idea that he might be a little bit of a sleaze.
Really? Okay. So she's saying, are you going just to destroy them? That's what
And
she
he
wants, isn't
lies.
it? Yeah.
And he lies.
Yeah, not to study, not to bring them back. That's the plan. You have my word on it.
You liar. Pants on
Movie, is he a good sleazeball?
Oh yeah, 100%. I love the turn later on in the movie, like when you find out. It's just like you were saying earlier, because of the actor choice too. You know, it's an excellent. It was an excellent way to throw everyone off.
It was indeed.
Okay, so we've kind of we've finished with the Earth stuff now. So here we go. The Sulaco. That's a great ship, isn't it?
Mm.
Beautiful.
These
They're in
shots.
hyperspace, aren't they? They're in hypersleep at the moment.
Yeah. This again, you know, with this is a very creepy atmosphere, isn't it? With no one around.
Do you know what's interesting about the Sulaco? they so this film cost 15 million or something like that. I think it was 15 million. It's very low budget.
Yeah.
And so they only built one side of the Sulaco, the other side.
Yeah, it's a painting.
To save money.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Though.
That's crazy, right?
Although that's the sleep chambers look fantastic.
That's because
There's a mirror there, isn't there? There's
Yeah,
they're trying,
mirrors.
they
Yeah.
sort of make them look like there's more than there are. But yeah, it's great.
Oh, right, okay. So it's done with mirrors. Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Ripley waking up.
I mean, I like when he wakes up and he puts the cigar in his mouth.
Anyway, he's got it ready. He's got it ready. Yeah. Well, Apone's the only one that doesn't feel like shit, isn't it? He's just walking around shouting and everything like instantly.
Yeah.
Doing his job.
Here you go, Sean the bus. Hello, Sean. Awesome ship. Andy, love that ship.
Yeah.
Franco, really great sets. They are.
Well, they don't allow him to wear any pajamas or something, you know, a little duvet. Nothing.
So this is where all the kind of classic quotes just keep coming now, isn't it? Which is the main reason why I included the subtitles, so we know where we are, as it were. So
that's the first time I noticed Drake's scar as well in this HD version of the film.
I didn't know Lady Gaga was in this film.
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5. That's what always remember her saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now for a 709er.
Yeah.
Here we go then, folks. Classic line coming up.
Yeah. Vasquez. But James Cameron had to fight for her. Originally, he wanted this muscle woman. I can't remember her name, but she was basically rude and saying she didn't want to swear in the script. So basically, he told her to screw off. And then he found her. She was an actress on stage, and he wanted her because he liked her look.
Yeah.
And 20th Century Fox didn't want her, and he just fought for her, and he got her.
Jeanette Goldstein.
Yeah. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
She was fantastic in it.
Generally a great actress anyway, but there's that great vampire movie Near Dark with her, Lance Henriksen and Bill Paxton in it as well. They're kind of like a really great trio to have in any movie, I think. But she's just amazing in everything. But this film, man, when I just saw it, I saw her in it. I didn't know how to take her, first of all, because I've never seen a woman like her in my life.
Strong woman.
Yeah. It's just awesome. Absolutely.
You should come around where I live, mate. They're everywhere.
Franco Walker. I watched it on VHS in bed last night. Wow.
Did you know that Bill Paxman, they didn't want him either, but Bill Paxman, this is Bill Paxman's breakout film. Basically, he used to be one of the carpenters, not one of the singers, of course, but he used to build sets with James Cameron on the what do you call it, that school, the thing school, and Roger Corman school, and James Cameron cast him, and this was a breakout film for him.
Okay, so another line here. Movie, do you want to read it?
Oh God!
There's some juicy colonist daughters we have to rescue from their virginity.
Just such great lines.
The guy at bottom left said that, right?
Yeah.
Frost.
Lance Henriksen, got a fantastic actor.
He doesn't like the cornbread either. Yeah, that's a good line as well.
So we'll quickly go through the knife stabbing thing because this was great, wasn't it?
Who
I remember
tried this in
kids
school?
would do it in school. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was
What?
100%. Yes. Not with knives, but with like pencils.
Yeah, I stabbed myself in my fingers several times.
Oh,
doing
hell
this.
yeah.
With a pair of compasses. Yeah.
And then this is where we find out Bishop is artificial.
It's brilliant because immediately when you see that, you're suspicious of Bishop all the way through the movie, and then it's a surprise when he's like, he's for Ripley at the ending. He's like, it's a real big surprise, isn't it? Because you saw Ash, and you're expecting the same thing from him. They went in a completely different direction with Bishop, which is cool.
It says artificial person malfunction. Yeah.
Liar.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
really play with this throughout the whole movie too, which is great.
Yeah, they do. They do. He was up for Terminator when he was he was wanted to be the Terminator, didn't he? At one point,
Such a great actor.
No.
He would have been a cool T-1000.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So
I think Bishop might be my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah, I think it's
so understated, but just
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it Lance Erickson who's just such a great actor? I don't know.
He is, because I really liked him in I don't know if you guys saw this because it's so under the radar, but Stan Winston wrote and directed a horror film called Pumpkinhead.
Yeah.
And he starred in it, and you know, he's a very different character in that, so he has a lot of range, and I loved what he brought to the table here.
But do you see James Cameron?
Classic line, folks.
It's good to his friends because he was in Terminator, wasn't he? And he's in this, and this is one of his breakout roles as well. And so, the same thing with Bean as well here. So, which was originally James Ramar's, wasn't it? They cast James Remar. They even shot a lot of stuff with him in it, and they got caught with drugs in his home, and the police arrested him.
Shit.
James Cameron fired him, and that was
Here you go,
that.
folks. Here you go, Melvin. Bill Paxton was in the Terminator before this. He's the only actor to be killed by an alien, a predator, and a Terminator.
That's
he was in
right.
Commando too.
Yep.
Top trivia.
Mm.
Guess this line here is just. Guess you don't like the cornbread either. It's just, it's just fantastic.
Guy's definitely got a corn cob up his ass.
There are some scenes in it with James Remar, but it's just the back of him. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just the back of him.
Here you go, folks. This is a matte painting.
God, that's good.
Half of it is.
Yeah,
some of it's
and then
model as well.
yeah, because they only built half of the dropship, didn't they? Because I watched a couple of documentaries before I came on. Guys, there is a link in the description to a couple of Aliens documentaries that you can.
It's also false perspective there as well with some of the models and stuff. It's good. James Cameron knew what he was doing.
You probably wouldn't have noticed that as much on the VHS on TV back in the day. So this is their first kind of mission briefing, isn't it?
Yep.
And again, more lines.
Hey, man, I only need to know one thing.
Yeah. And then she goes, it's the illegal alien.
That's Bill. Funniest man on set, they said.
But isn't that exactly what happened, though?
What's that?
Well, she's not actually a Latino at all, is it?
No, she's not. She's not. She's not. But what's interesting as well is that they gave them a week in boot camp to learn how to use guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But also James Cameron told everyone to personalize their stuff. So the armor that they wear, they personalized it. Some of them got writing on it. One's got a heart shape on it. I can't remember who had the heart shape on it and stuff. So he was just basically telling them to put your character within the character of the film, which is quite clever, really, when you think about it. So yeah.
Ripley has just said one of those wiped out her crew within 24 hours, and another classic line.
Hudson, come here. Brilliant.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Movie. How old were you when you first saw this film?
Oh, like 8 maybe.
Right.
Yeah, maybe like 8 years old. You know what's funny is I actually really got into the action figures that were around at the time.
Oh, the Kenner ones.
Yes, and that that made me go and watch the movies. But I had to convince my parents because they're all R-rated, Predator and
Yeah.
Aliens, and but they buy me the toys though. If you ever wondered if R-rated movies are also marketed towards kids, let's just take a look at the 90s, shall we?
Robocop. Z, how old were you? Did you see this in the cinema? Were you old enough?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was 18. It was fabulous. And work for weeks after that and down the pub. We were all doing the thing with a pencil, stabbing ourselves to death. Got it when it came out on VHS, then bought it again when it came out on special edition, then bought it on DVD box set. Can't get enough of this. It's great. And the load lifters are brilliant as well because they already establish earlier on that, Ripley's been demoted and she's going to be doing this sort of shit.
Yeah.
And then she just goes ahead and does it. So
I didn't know these were models.
No. Basically, yeah, it is a full-size suit, but it's made of material that's quite light. When she's lifting the rock, there's a bit where one of them, and you can see a animation of one of them in the background walking, which I think was quite neat. I don't know if you guys recognize that. Yeah. But she was bored. That's why she just wanted to work, didn't she?
Swappers, did I ask you how old were you when you first saw this?
I don't think you did. No, I was 14 actually, which I still think is actually it's the right age. It's about the right age to watch this movie. But I mean, a lot of people would say, "Oh no, that's way too young. You've got to be at least 18, to see a film like this." But I think you get the most out of it when you're a young teenager, or the younger you are, you get the most out of it. Obviously, you don't want to watch it. You don't want to put like 6-year-olds in front of this movie, but kids adore watching things that are too old for them because there's that kind of taboo element to it, and also the fact that they're kind of they're being invited into another world almost, and they get to see something exciting that they wouldn't normally see. And this doesn't speak down to kids, and it becomes so much more enjoyable for people when there's something cerebral about it, and you're kind of trying to match your brain to the writing, and you sort of trying to match up, if you like, not be spoken down to by something like, say, Disney would make. They're trying to make something for all audiences, and they end up appealing to nobody because they don't know who to aim at. Whereas this film's aiming at, I guess, young adults and adults and teenagers and kids coming up to teens would absolutely love it as well, because the action in it and the suspense and the horror and the fact that they've never seen anything like it before in their life. This is probably like their introduction to a proper grown-up movie. And what a film it is. And there's nothing particularly bad in the film. I mean, there's a few gross out bits and things like that, but there's nothing there's nothing untoward in it. There's no sex scenes or anything like that, which is great. It's kind of a clean movie. It's just it's just really kind of just the suspense and the action. It's just, I can remember reading reviews of people at the time saying that the entire 2-hour, whatever it was, experience of watching this film was like half a day feeling like you haven't breathed. And It really is like, when it was like that for me. And I was sitting in the lounge with like a bunch of friends watching this film. So I wasn't exactly in a dark theater with no one I knew. I was in a friendly environment. And I generally, after the 2 hours, I've just, I could just exhale again, because my breath was so shallow throughout the entire film. You're such on the edge of your seat the whole time. Very few films do that for me anymore. I think this film kind of like ruined all the films after it for me, because it's just it's the pinnacle of suspense, isn't it? And action and kind of sci-fi horror.
Yeah, as I said, I'm just looking at the slides now. Everything, this bit here, is just so iconic.
Yeah.
Steady cams.
It's kind of routine we're doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what was holding the guns to the Steadicams? Gaffer tape.
It worked.
It worked. Yeah, it worked.
Is it weird that I'm jealous of how awesome her shoulders look?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying they're
No, it's-
well-rounded, nice.
It's
delts.
not actually. It's not, no, because I wanted a physique like her, and I kind of still do.
Like, damn,
Is
man.
this the half of the dropship they constructed? It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Front half.
Mm.
Yeah.
Fat Gandalf's question: isn't that Marine chick John Connor's foster mom? Yes, you are right.
It is, yeah. And she was also in Lethal Weapon 2 as well. She got blown up on a diving board.
Yeah, our resident cop is in. Yeah. Hello, Fat Gandalf. It is John Connor's foster mom. She was in Titanic as well, wasn't she?
She was. James Cameron loves his
Would
friends.
she be able to play this role now? Because I think you mentioned it earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong, but she is not Latina.
No.
So they had to like, did she just tan a lot, or what did she do? Or would
They
do
make
that
up
now?
they coloured her skin,
Right?
and,
yeah.
and she wore brown contacts.
Right.
God, you'd never get away with that
And-
these days.
Oh, wow.
would you?
You would
and-
not get away with that now.
Dyed her hair black.
But would Marines have to play Marines though now?
Right.
No, but that's the thing. You see, you're
Bullshit,
saying
innit?
only the mad people will moan about it.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a filmmaker myself, I don't give a shit what people say. I'll cast someone that's not Latino as a Latino. No, if she's a good actress or he's a good actress.
Oh,
Why wouldn't I? Do you know what I mean?
No, well, only because of not that I don't think the majority of people would give a shit. It's just
Tom
that
Pace.
the vocal minority would give a
Yeah.
shit and make people become complacent and not do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is model work now.
You'll be right. It is model work.
What's Bill Paxton's character? Is it Hicks?
No, Hudson.
Hudson. Yeah. This
Yeah,
is just.
I'm
Yeah. I'm ready, man. Ready to get it on.
You know what?
I love this.
I-
His hype up.
Fucking great.
I read the novel before I saw the movie, and when that's actually in the novel, and I
Nice.
thought he was a black man. I thought Hudson was a black man when I was reading it, and when I saw the film, I was like, "Oh, he's white."
Yeah, I adore all this bravado on board the
Yeah.
APC just before they're going to launch, because everyone's watching this thinking like, still feeling the horror of the alien from the first movie, and they're thinking like, Jesus, these people are going to go into, they're just going into hell. If the title of the film says aliens, there's an S on the end of it. If there's more than one of those things, they're fucked. So, and you're looking at the bravado of these guys, they're going, they have no idea, and it's so entertaining watching them thinking like, nothing can beat us, we're ultimate badasses, we've got all these weapons, we've got sharp sticks, and they're going in on this and this like this testosterone fueled dropship
Yeah.
into the atmosphere to fight these horrible things, but we know how it's going to play out, and it's fascinating. I love it.
All
I absolutely love
practical. It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd like to think if they ever clean this up properly, they'd just kind of tweak the dodgy looking spacecraft's effects. You can see the matte lines around the spacecraft.
it. In this definition, you can. Yeah, back in the day, there's no way.
Yeah.
It still looks
See,
good.
all
though.
stuff like this is fantastic.
I can remember watching this for the first time and thinking like how violent the ride felt, because of the camera shake and everything, and the sounds and the rumbles and the jolts, and you just think, I'll just be shitting myself on board
Did
this.
Starship Troopers copy it as well?
Yeah, they took a lot of cues from this movie, didn't they?
I always remember this as well. Gorman being just useless, effectively.
Yeah, I love it. It's this sort of his character, his personality slowly unravels, doesn't it, as the film goes along? You think he's kind of really highly experienced and a bit of a maverick, and then as you get along, as it moves, you kind of just realise there's nothing to him at all, and he's just a complete fraud.
You just know it's going to end badly, don't you, guys?
Yeah, it's great, absolutely great. 37 simulated.
How many combat drops?
2, including this one.
Including this
so
one.
good. So good. Oh man, shit.
Somebody wake up Hicks.
Was he asleep because
He was asleep.
Yeah, was he asleep because the ride was like nothing to him and it just put him to sleep, or was he just knackered, or what? What was the reason?
No,
know.
it's because that haven't you not ever been a bit knackered and then you're in a car and suddenly you're
Oof.
asleep.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
because the way that
Yeah.
the rocking and it's
Yeah.
kind of makes you fall asleep. That's the reason why he fell asleep. I'm
Yeah, I
assuming.
was always wondering whether it was because he passed out because it was so scary, or he passed out because he was just tired.
Here you go,
He
fellas.
was scared.
Here you go, fellas. New face, no Plix. Hello. This film probably took some from the book Starship Troopers.
It's
Probably
the other way
did.
around.
Yeah,
It's
it
before
preceded this.
Starship
It's a
Troopers.
great book to take it from.
I don't know. It wasn't James Cameron's idea to have aliens, versus the army. It was the two producers, and they commissioned Jim to write the script. So
Right.
there you go. Yeah.
Again, this scene, Drake, check your camera.
Bangs it, doesn't
Bang.
it?
Yeah.
I love that.
That's-
I love that.
that's
Yeah,
better.
turn it around. Yeah.
I
Badass.
think, is this a couple bits here on the special edition? Because we get kind of a weapons
Yes.
tour, don't we?
Yes, it is. Yeah, I love this bit. Nice little addition.
It's really funny as well because when they arrive at the place, that's the same place they shot Batman in it. I think they shot that in Battersea Power Station. I think
They did, yes.
certain
Battersea,
bits.
yeah.
Now it's a mall now. Anyway,
With expensive shops.
yeah, I was there a couple of days ago. Actually, looks very nice.
So they've got practically every weapon going under the sun.
These plasma pulse rifles, RPGs.
It's funny in the future,
Electronic ball breakers.
and they still on analog TV, aren't they?
Yeah, I love that. Though. I think that's brilliant. I
It's
love that.
of its
When I was playing-
time, yeah.
Yeah, when I was playing Alien Isolation, that's a set God knows how many 100 years in the future, and they were very, very careful to make sure all the technology in it was very retro future. So we were looking at analog screens and cathode ray TVs, even the technology, the motion trackers, everything was very, very clunky and sort of 1970s vision of the future. And it's just part of the wonderful charm of this film. It kind of back then it made everything more believable. That there was still it wasn't too much of a leap in technology.
So they're approaching the settlement, and we're getting the foreshadowing with the atmosphere reactors.
And my VHS copy was so bad. All these shots were so distorted. With it looked like looking through a screen like this when I was watching the VHS. And everything looked blue, either blue or red. The washout and everything was just horrendous. So watching this 4K version was just incredible.
The original VHS that was out in, I would assume, 1987 was the first rental release to use a video. It was like an encoder on the top of the picture, so you couldn't actually do tape to tape.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't one of the first, but
In
but yeah,
the
it did
UK,
happen,
this was the first one because I remember reading about the blurb about it at the time, and then when I got the rental, because we had two VHS, couldn't tape it. It just made the picture go dark and light all the time. So
my friend had this machine that would that the signal would go through it, and then he was able to copy it.
yes, you could buy a little add-on. But anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So they're approaching the landing site. All great practical effects.
Yeah, held up by a stick. That ship.
Movie, you enjoying the practical effects?
Oh, absolutely. This reminds me a lot of his work on Terminator.
Yes.
And it's interesting to go from T1 to this movie and
One
T2
take,
and
this one.
and see the the slow progression.
Yeah.
Do you know that James Cameron, right, when the British crew was told who was directing it, they were disappointed and they wanted to boycott James Cameron. So James Cameron got the Terminator film, and he basically hired a theatre and he invited all the crew to come and see the Terminator just to show them what he can do. And do you know how many crew members turned up? No one.
Jeez.
None.
I heard that he was annoyed with you guys over there because you
Tea breaks.
He was.
tea breaks,
Yeah.
and you won't work overtime like we do over here.
But that's but he's working with a professional British crew, and they have rules. He should have
Mhm.
started working with
Union rules,
independents.
Yeah.
Independent crews. Then he would have got it done faster.
Ego in the chats. I saw it twice at the Odeon Leicester Square when it came out. The thing I remember the most is the awesome sound effects. Yeah, fantastic on the headphones as well.
Especially the sound effects of the weapons. They have that special
Yeah.
sound, don't they? It's really good.
So they've rigged the bypass and they're going to go. They're going to go in.
I remember seeing this clip on news, the TV news, when they were talking about it. It was being released.
Okay.
So this clip.
And on 1 hour, shall we read some super chats? Can you believe it?
There's a super chat.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
What?
Okay,
what?
so here we go. Romeo, Tango, November, Zulu. Let me be the first to send a super chat to congratulate Mr. Brown on his gradual but inevitable ascent to YouTube stardom. Early days yet. The dry and the very British humour is what keeps me coming back each week. Long may it continue. Cheers.
We'll try and get some wet humour in there for you as well. That's
Well, the Bears are on Brown. $20. How much is that these days?
yeah.
If we ever meet up, here you go. not Brian.
What?
Hooray!
Cheers, Brian. You don't need to, but in fact, none of you need to. But it truly is appreciated.
That's 1 point for me then.
Yes, not in London prices. Just jumping on the super chat bandwagon. Evening all. Here you go. The wonderful Melvin Deeply. Has anyone seen Mike Hunt?
Aha.
And Dark Side of the Walk. Stop your grinning and drop your linen. Can't help thinking the Marines would have fared better with their different shaped helmets somehow. Agreed, mate. Agreed. Okay, so let's get back to it. Okay, so they are going in.
They're going in.
And do you know what I liked about this scene?
Don't know.
The first person to go in was a woman.
Oh, watched her going in, did you?
Yes, but that's the thing is 3 members of the team, not including Ripley, are women, and you don't notice it because they're they're badasses, every single one of them. You don't for a second.
And they all share a changing room as well. There you go.
They did, yeah. And not one of them had to say that they were a woman.
Yeah.
Just in that previous scene outside, I don't know why I feel the need to say this, but I do. It's stuck with me ever since I first saw it. But I think it's either Hicks or one of the Marines runs and hits their back up against the wall here, and it's the sound effect they used when they do it. It sounds exactly like Megatron's gun firing in the Transformers cartoon in the 1980s.
Oh, you geek.
I am a bit.
Okay, let's move on.
I will say about the sound effects all the way through this film, though, every single sound effect in this film has become iconic on its own. You know which film it's from. When you hear it, you know exactly.
Yeah,
what
sound design's fantastic.
Yeah.
So Gorman's sending them in to the second level. Hicks. See again, all this kind of cam stuff, iconic.
Yeah, it really works, though, doesn't it? The kind of fuzziness of the CTRs. We have another iconic object there, the motion track of the first time featured.
Is that the sets? As I said, it's kind of they use the same steps as they used in Batman. Remember when Joker falls into the green thing? It's the same. It's the same steps. It's the same place. In fact,
The fact that the military now are using headsets like that, you know, to record what's going on. And relaying it back to control. So everything about this just screams realism.
Wookiee Fever.
Apart from the alien.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Cyclone. Andy, rest in peace. Okay, so let's proceed.
Nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
Looks great, doesn't it, in the Blu-ray?
Yeah, God, yeah. I'm
I
just
think
looking
he
at
fixed a couple of things in the 4K version. I think
Really?
they fixed it. Yeah, I think so. They fixed. I know they fixed Terminator 2. You know the bit where he leaps off on his bike off the thing, and they actually painted Arnie's face on when the
Oh,
stunt guy
because
did it.
yeah, I remember you could clearly see that it was the stunt double.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Mountain's Mooses. Thank you.
Ian, look on the wall. Oh my God.
Drake, badass.
I fucking love Drake. Yeah.
Was it the drinker had him on his show, didn't he?
Yeah,
No,
they
what?
did. I think
Yeah.
Jacob, if you're still there, could you throw that link to the Drake interview on the up and coming channel?
Holy shit, I'll have to
The
see that.
Critical Drinker, yes. Ego, new face. Caleb, Callisto. I love how the heavy weapons are attached to the hips like steady cams.
Yeah.
They are
Right.
steady cams.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah, modified, aren't they? But they
Just-
look, it works so brilliantly, doesn't it?
Just my I think it was my 17-year-old self just fucking loving every second of this movie.
Yes, same here, mate. Just a few years behind you, but I was utterly just so excited. These guns are so great because the idea behind them is they've got the gunners use eyepieces which use infrared sighting, so they target objects coming at them or
Mice as well.
enemy objects, including mice, and it automatically causes the gun to aim at whatever. So that the micro adjustments have to be made by the gun itself, which is hence why it's called a smart gun.
Yeah.
Acid for blood.
Appion auto aim on the smart guns.
There you go. Yeah.
Here you go. Time Prophet always brings us down to earth, crashing, doesn't he? It's a shame they ruined it all in Alien 3.
You can always ignore the other ones.
Film. Yeah, I'll never regard that film as a continuation. It was always like a hypersleep dream. It always will be.
Movie?
I was just saying you can always ignore them. Just ignore Alien 3,
Absolutely.
Resurrection, all that bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why the sigh? You can. Fuck that movie.
I know, but I paid money to go watch it, so I experienced the disappointment.
Yeah, so did
Anyway.
I.
Okay,
It's a shame, really,
because
because the director, if they left him alone, the Aliens 3 would have been terrific.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what
the
I mean?
assembly cut of that movie is
Maybe.
actually really quite watchable. It's very, very vastly improved actually over the theatrical version.
Acid for blood.
Looks like someone bagged one of Ripley's bad guys here.
Z, what do you think? Acid.
Fantastic, man. Oh, some of that right now, mate.
Yeah, Mr. Brown, I'm sure you could make a comment or two on that.
That's it.
Acid in the blood. See,
all these
Appion,
animals would be
why?
having a fucking amazing time if they got acid
Yeah.
for actual blood. Yeah.
I wouldn't watch this on anyway. Why did they have to kill Newton Hicks?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know who came up with the story, but I mean, James Cameron was pissed. He goes, after all that work, they just killed off the characters.
Yep.
They just remember it's a hypersleep dream, and you'll be fine. That's all.
How they
They never
even
died.
convince her to do the movie?
They paid her a lot of money.
I mean,
Yeah,
fair enough.
money. Yeah.
She didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it. She didn't like the script, but they paid her so much money she couldn't say no. Plus, they gave her a say in the script, and you know the stuff that she wanted, they just didn't do it. They gave her the say, but they didn't do it. So
I'll say to Melvin, yeah, I'll agree. Alien 3 was a good movie, or a certain cut of it was a good movie, but not great, and by no means anywhere near
It was
the first two movies. So you know, it wasn't bad by any means.
Average, disappointing. I remember.
But you know, if you look at it on its own as kind of like detached, almost, you appreciate it a lot more than you do.
The thing is, though, as a director, you know, like with Fincher and Cameron, well, Cameron's a bit more forward, but you're under the powers of the producers. What the producers say, go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, do your best within that construct, if you know what I mean.
It was studio interference, wasn't it? Basically,
Yeah.
always the worst thing.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, they always blame the director.
Yeah,
If an actor's terrible, they blame the director. If it's
Yeah.
produced badly, they blame the director. If there's someone wearing the wrong shoes, they blame the director. That's why, as a director, myself, I listen to everybody. But if I
do
don't
you
agree,
direct
I'll just do what I
films?
want to do. Hey, what? Sorry, what? What?
You direct films?
Well, I direct traffic sometimes. But yeah. That's what I'm good at doing. Yeah.
Okay, so Gorman's effectively secured the. Well, he's coming in.
Hicks.
A converted Heathrow airplane tow truck. Is that correct?
Right.
I've
right.
always thought this thing looks so cool. It looks
Yeah.
like the Cybertruck from Elon now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of
here
it
you
was
go.
models, wasn't it? When it was coming around a corner, and it was just a big model, wasn't it?
In the chat, Brian Glover was pretty bad in everything apart from rubbish like Last of the Summer Wine. He didn't belong in Alien 3 at all.
I don't know. I think he was the best thing about Aliens 3, tell you the truth. I think he was
Wasn't
terrific.
Charles
personally.
Dance?
Dance, yeah. Charles
Dance.
Or Dance, as the Americans would say.
Dance.
Paul
It's
McGann.
Dance. That's right. It's Dance.
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 Okay, so they're going in.
Mm.
I love that bit, that previous bit. You didn't quite get the shot, but she stood there outside the doors and she's kind of just looking at it, going, "Do I
Yeah,
really
said,
want to go
"Wanna
in?"
go in?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just that pause.
Mm.
I
I love that she saves the platoon. It's
Yeah.
Ripley that say after all that training they've got, she was the one that uses her common sense and saves
Yeah.
them all.
Yeah. It kind of takes a different viewpoint and a civilian to see it from a different perspective, doesn't it?
So
Yeah.
this is the. Would you say this is where the Hicks and Ripley relationship is starting to blossom a little?
Yeah. Well, it started on the way down, I guess, in the
Yeah, it did, yeah.
in the dropship, but it's so very subtle all the way through the film, and it's just wonderfully handled. I really love that.
Yeah.
But it was a very different relationship when they had James Remar on set. He was very more forceful. But then when they got Michael Biehn in, his character's very, very low key, and that matched her character much better. They were saying so.
Yeah, I'm so glad that wasn't such a massive part of this movie. Like you guys were saying, it's very subtle. They don't, it's not that typical cliche love story. They don't kiss in the movie or anything, but it's alluded to. And, I actually tried to emulate that in my own story that I was writing. So
wonderful.
The police raided James Remar's hotel room and they found all these drugs and he got arrested. And then James Cameron got on the phone and phoned up Michael Biehn and said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I'm just having a barbecue. Right, get your ass on a plane, fly to England now. You've been cast as Hicks." And he put the phone down on him. And the next
That's a nice phone call to get, isn't it?
Next day he was on set. Yeah, so there you go.
Here you go, Melvin Deeply. Aliens was a hard act to follow. Alien 3, Alien 3 got some things wrong, but it was very well made. A couple of small parts of the story are what stopped it being great. Small parts with huge consequences. Agreed. Killing the two leads. I don't think you could ever recover from that.
Right. That fundamentally breaks the story regardless of what you're going to do.
It.
So.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, they did a really good effect with Bishop in the third one. Because it was all a model, wasn't it? And it did look kind of real, didn't it? Did
really they get him for the voice?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was in it as well at the ending, remember?
Oh, right. Yeah. I forgot about
the
that.
ending.
I hate that movie so much. I haven't watched it in years. I forgot.
Okay, so is this where they're describing last stand stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so they're going into the labs.
Well, the first side to me. That bit.
Zeej, like that?
Love them. There is nothing in this movie that isn't relevant to the story. And even Easter eggs that they seed at the start pay off later. Like, oh, don't shoot near the coolant. Oh, shit, you've blown the thing up now. We're all going to die.
But just the sight of these, the sight of the facehuggers here, just makes you automatically think, doesn't it? It triggers something in your mind, thinking like, "Shit! Obviously, what the fuck has gone down in this place if they've actually got facehuggers in jars?" You know.
Mm.
Sorry, Zeke. carry on.
Oh no, go ahead. This is
Here you
great.
go. Appion in the third one, he's Wayland Bishop. He's Wayland. Bishop was modelled after him.
Yes.
Was he? He was a different person in the. Was it in the Covenant and all those? Prometheus. Was that the guy out of Neighbours
Yeah,
who played?
which
who
I
played
don't
him?
consider that. I don't consider those films part of the series at all. They're just garbage.
Prometheus, fucking massively disappointing.
On another stream, someone said that Alien Covenant was not an Alien movie, and I was very confused because Alien is in the name and on the cover, but I guess so.
Yeah,
Here you go. Yeah, Guy Pearce. I noticed also when I was watching this, see the alien in the background there. You could see it moving when they walked in. It was only subtle though. You could just see it twitching because we get a bit of a jump moment coming up, don't we?
Mm.
Here you go, folks. If I say left, Time Prophet says right. I liked Prometheus.
you're allowed to like it. You're allowed to like it.
Yeah, but you've just lost your cool card. So.
Do you think Prometheus works if removed from the Alien universe?
No,
No.
because it's
No,
terrible.
not
It's a
even
terrible
as-
story. It's a terrible
yeah.
story.
It's
Yeah.
too much wrong with it. Too much.
I
wrong
think
with
I
it.
was fooled by how visually stunning.
Yeah,
it looked-
everybody
it looked
was.
really
Fantastic.
good,
Yeah. It just
Everybody was.
Was it Damon Lindelof?
There you go. Bad reboot. Yeah.
Get fucked, everybody. Okay, so here you go. The facehugger design is so iconic. It is.
Yeah.
I cannot
Instantly recognisable.
disagree. I cannot disagree.
It's designed by
Giga
Geiger.
or Geiger?
I think it's Geiger.
I believe it's
Not
Geiger.
sure. Yeah.
Let's call
is
the old
Geiger,
thing
yeah.
off. Okay.
Do you know they were making Little Shop of Horrors the same time they were shooting Aliens? The different studios, like the studio across the way.
Joking.
Apparently, yeah, they were. And Sigourney Weaver used to meet who's the star of Little Shop of Horrors?
Rick Moranis.
Rick
Rick
Moranis.
Moranis in the canteen, and he used to have
the
a good laugh.
gatekeeper and the key
Yeah,
holder.
they used to have a good laugh at
Keymaster.
dinner time because she'd say, "Oh, this fucking model is moving too slow," and then he'd say, "Well, you have to look at my model, the one I'm working with. It's a plant." You know what I mean? So
There you go. So we're going to go to jump moments, and fucking hell, it does get you.
It does. It really does. Careful, Burke.
Look at that. It's just,
Yeah.
Reminds me of my ex.
Oh
not-
God! No wonder she's your ex, bro.
that's a stream killer.
Yeah, she was very clingy, apparently.
Asks a really good question or makes a very good point.
Here you go. Is this the one?
Yes.
Would you care to read it, sir?
I wonder why Ripley didn't want the Marines to kill the facehuggers immediately, apart from plot needs. That's a good question, I think. Does anyone have an explanation for that?
I wonder
don't
why
know how
Ripley didn't kill the facehuggers.
Sorry.
Ripley.
Yeah, because they're there to destroy them. I think that would make Corman reveal himself earlier in the movie. If she had requested
would
that,
have.
right?
I mean, I guess they're still trying to establish the perimeter, aren't they, and work
Yeah.
out how safe the place
Yeah.
is. First
Yeah.
priority. But I mean, how do you kill them, really? I mean,
There
if
was
you
two. All right.
Well,
There's
they
two alive
assumed.
in this.
Yes, I'm saying.
lab.
So they assumed that they were majority of them were dead until one of them
Yeah.
tried to kiss what's his name, but
Yeah, Burke.
Burke. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't. To me, it didn't even occur to me that well, why would she go right? Kill them all? Do you know what I mean? Get out of the way. Give me that gun. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Well, they
Oh,
wouldn't
Caleb
need
makes a
to.
good point too. I think he just answered the question right here.
What was that?
Caleb
where
in the
is it?
chat.
What did he say?
And he said Ripley tells Bishop she wants them destroyed once he is done studying them.
Mhm.
So fair
There we go.
Oh, Bishop.
Blind. Sorry, guys, I'm blind. So much going on. I'm multitasking and failing on everything.
Bishop, you bastard!
What's up, Caleb? He's a buddy of mine.
Is
He's
he?
watching the stream. Yeah. He's watching the stream. Us Americans in the chat.
Oh my God, more Americans.
2 are alive, the rest are dead.
Americans? No, he's alive. Movie Cynic, are you alive?
I am the
I mean-
Walking Dead, sir. I don't think so.
Look at the creature in the background.
I like what he says that. Yeah, that's a good bit of foreshadowing, isn't it? Before embryo implantation.
Yeah.
Yeah, killed taking it off, which means even if you get one of these things close to you, you're probably not going to survive.
Yeah.
In the chats, Tim, I like saying this, Hannabon. I'm Canadian.
Oh,
We won't hold it against you, Tim.
I love Canadians.
Won't hold it against you, eh?
Oh, stop that. Gee whiz.
They killed him taking it off.
They did.
Yo, Hicks.
He ended up in Casualty, didn't he? That black guy.
Yeah, he looks familiar, yeah.
Yeah,
It
I think
I'm not
he
sure
had
if
a
that's him.
long role in Casualty. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the same actor, you know.
Oh, really?
They
I'm
look very
I'm
much
probably
alike.
wrong.
Yeah,
I'm
they look
probably
very much
wrong.
alike. I don't think it's him, though.
Oh, okay.
This is where the scanners go in. These scanners are fantastic. Great.
I'm making one as well. I'm making one right now at the
Yeah.
moment. I'm building one.
Oh, I love those TVs. Look at that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was shooting films when I was young, I used to have those TVs as monitors. Excellent.
State of the art.
Amstrad
yeah.
CPC monitors or whatever.
Yeah.
Right, guys. There's some stills coming up now that this is why these shows take so long to put together. Trying to get the still right in the optimum position.
Yeah.
I can just hear this sound now.
And you did it for 1,000 stills, you maniac.
Yeah. 3 days. 3 days I've been working
Jeez.
on this.
Maniac. Look at that muzzle flash. And that's a real muzzle flash. That's no
Yeah.
CGI muzzle flash.
Fucking
Now, these
superb.
are real firearms they were using because Cameron wanted them
know.
to feel like they were actually shooting military hardware. So they're
It's lucky Alex Baldwin wasn't in charge, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Although these were
Moving on.
firing blanks, these guns, but he had to make sure that to get the muzzle flash, they had to shoot blanks. But there's some shots later on in this movie that where
Even
they're
better, mate.
firing directly at the cameraman, and you think, geez, man,
The sentry guns as well. Fuck.
Yeah, but the camera's
yeah.
farther away and they just zoom in, so they're quite safe. But
There you go.
But yeah.
Awesome.
those days, yeah, definitely. Wow. Use them.
Okay, so this is Newt, isn't it?
Yeah.
Replay.
They just replaced the
Hicks
cat
has
with
shoved his
Newt,
arm in
didn't
there,
they?
isn't he? Sorry, mate. Sorry.
I was just saying they just replaced the cat with Newt, didn't they?
Yeah, basically, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
I love the bit where like Hicks is shoving his arm in there, he's trying to get her, and you don't know, you haven't seen it's her yet, and you think, like, get your fucking hand out, man. Whatever it is going to take your arm off. But you find out it's her, and you just think, fuck.
Here you go, Jacob. This is such a good part, the tension building.
Yeah.
And Jacob, throw your channel link in the chat, mate.
It's a good introduction to the motion trackers as well, isn't it?
So you say this was the only role she's done then?
Yeah.
Apparently so.
One and done.
Yeah, well, she I think she's a teacher now or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So she wasn't really interested in she's British as well. I think she's British. Yeah. I'm not sure. But yeah, all those faces smiling like, hello, love. Do you want to join us? Fuck off.
Well,
You're all gonna die.
how many weeks or months has she been there?
What? Oh, but years. Yeah, a year, I guess, isn't it?
No, well, I don't know. How long from when the aliens took over to this point? How long?
She must have been there years because going from Earth to I was about to say City Alpha 5. Going to the other planet must have taken them years as well. That's why they were in Hyper. So she must have been near years.
Well, later on it says rescue mission 17 days. So I'm confused.
That doesn't make any sense.
Sorry. Thank you, Franco.
17 weeks.
17 weeks.
So hold on. So are we saying that the planet that they discovered the alien in is only 17 weeks away from Earth? Oh my God.
So they must have invented some form of light travel or...
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well, that depends where the nearest colonial marine base is.
No, but remember, Ripley was on Earth,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
she has to travel from Earth to wherever they are, and then from there to the planet.
It'd be
So,
interesting
I
to
mean,
find out.
Yeah. So how long she been there? I reckon years, maybe 2 years. But then she
Unless,
hasn't grown since those new clips they put in. So that's weird too.
unless if it's a plot hole.
It is a plot hole.
But do we? If it is a plot hole, do we forgive it? I do.
Well, those new bits they put in wasn't in the original theatrical release, and without them, we don't question it, do we? Because she could have been there years, couldn't she?
Yeah,
So,
but from the state from where she's hiding, it looks like she's been there for months at least.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah. Jacob's channel in the chat, folks. Give him a sub. He's
maybe in that section she's been there for months, but maybe she's been there for 2 years. Just trying to survive. I don't know. Kind of, it kind of makes sense, I guess. I don't know.
Jordan Peterson's go-to advice is clean your room.
No, fix your bed. Fix your bed, isn't it?
Make your bed, right?
Make your bed. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's failed on that score.
She hasn't got a bed.
No. So Ripley's gone in.
Mute.
There you go.
Come out in the night mostly.
I've actually Rebecca Jordan. I've worked with a Rebecca Jordan for the last 12 years.
Have you?
Yeah. She looks nothing like her.
I love the word. I love the name Rebecca. If I have a kid, I'll name her Rebecca. Definitely.
Oh, I did.
Oh, right, cool.
My eldest daughter is Rebecca.
It's really funny how parents like to name their children really weird names, like Boston or or Battersea or something stupid. They don't name them normal names like Janet or John or Jim or anything like that, do they? These days, it's always something strange.
Here you go. New face. Hello. Slasher Fred. In the special edition, the scene where they discover the aliens is like a pre-Jurassic Park 3. Okay,
That's
so
radio silence there.
yes, I can't remember Jurassic Park. I think Jurassic Park is one of those blockbusters I've probably seen one and done. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'd seen 1 and 2, and that's about it. Actually, no, I saw the one with Pratt in it.
I don't even think I've seen any. I haven't even seen any of the new ones. Okay, so this is where we say, here you go. That's the fourth woman. Yeah, the medic.
Mm-hmm.
The police are coming for us.
Hide the drugs.
That's around where I am. That's I don't know. Maybe somebody's caught fire or something like that since it's the 5th of November. I don't know.
Yeah, it's been like, as I said, Beirut. Here you go. Caleb Callisto, the Marine Corpsman Crow. Okay, so let's proceed. So total brain lock, shock probably, which is hardly surprising.
Well, they're all Marines, aren't they? Kind of, and they don't have the mother's touch. So Ripley comes in.
Yeah, hot chocolate.
Gives it the old hot chocolate and mother's touch, and she responds.
Would you be the same if Sigourney Weaver at the time came up to you with hot chocolate? I think I would.
I just fucking let her touch me all over. Yeah.
Where's it hurt, Ian? Where does it hurt? Right
there? Everywhere, down there. I had a huge crush on her from the first Aliens. I used to collect pictures of. Well, that's just disgusting. But I used to collect pictures of her. Every magazine I saw her in, I used to buy it because she was. I think she still is gorgeous, even though she's a woman of age. There you go.
She's 74 now.
Wow.
Yeah, but she's a powerful woman, though.
Yeah. See, nowadays, if there was a woman like this, it'd be so badly written that the franchise would be destroyed, whereas this one made the franchise. Or is that just me?
It wouldn't
Movie?
even be allowed because this is maternal, and women are not allowed to be maternal in film anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah, here you go. Look, slasher, perfect timing. In the special edition, Ripley learns that her daughter has died, which is why she wants to be a surrogate mother to Newt. Not allowed these days.
Nope. Strong and independent. Hate
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
No kids.
So this is where they're finding the trackers, isn't it, on the colonists? Yeah, personal data transmitters. I keep forgetting Bill Paxton's character.
That's it.
Hicks.
Hudson.
Or no, Hudson.
Hudson.
Sorry, yeah, Hudson.
Brain freeze. Sorry, guys. Did Hudson make? I would say, is the Hudson character a standout character in this film,
He was
or
he
just
was
part of the bigger machinery? What do you think?
no, he was brought in for the comic relief because James Cameron, because even the girl who plays Newt said that the funniest people on set was him and Paul Reiser. They used to make people laugh all the time on
Right.
set, even though people were under a lot of pressure. But James Cameron knew him obviously from the old days, and he knew he was a funny guy, so that's why he cast him as that character. So.
Appion found out Hadley's Hope existed for 20 years, and it's 158 people. Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed. So, don't know how she managed to stay alive. Calling her Rebecca. And they go, Newt.
I am really surprised that they cut out that. It was just a small part of Ripley being told about her daughter on Earth. Because I mean that just sets this up even, just so much more. Like if you're watching the theatrical version, you kind of watch it and it's like, oh, she connects with the child, but that just gives it more depth.
But James Cameron said that the movie is all about mother versus mother. So you got the mother alien who's protecting her children, and you also got Ripley who's protecting her child, which is Newt. So that's what he's always saying, that was the key to the story. Yeah, believe it or not.
Here you go. This looks great, doesn't it? Z? You
Like
like that?
bubble gum again.
So
Bubble gum. Bubble gum. Let's put some bubble gum in there, shall we? As I was saying to you before, you should look at the scene when Ash is looking at the face hug and it's upside down like that. And when he's pulling the skin and all that, it looks so real. This, I don't know. It looks like, I don't know.
Well, it looks like it's been in a tank.
No, it looks like ribs. Look, you know when you buy the ribs from Asda's? Looks like there's one rib there.
Oof.
I don't know what that is there.
I don't think I'll be
know.
buying
Maybe
them.
some kidney beans. Yeah, it just looks a bit weird.
That's a nice pet you've got there, Bishop.
And this is the look that he gives. You think, oh no, he's like Ash. This bit here, do you remember?
Yeah.
Mhm.
When he looks up, yeah.
Yeah. Magnificent, isn't it? Yo, stop your grinning and drop your linen. Looks like
So-
a goddamn town meeting.
Hey Matt, what do you think of his American accent?
What, Hudson's?
No,
No, Matt.
swap shops.
Oh, swap shops. You know what? It didn't even make me think. So it was excellent. You know what? You know what's really interesting?
You.
I feel like British folks can do American accents really well, but us Americans think we can
Fuck
do
yeah.
British accents well, and you guys are like, no, they're fucking terrible. You sound nothing like us.
I tell you what, though. I have two nieces, right? And once I was on the bus with them, and they were singing from some show, and they were singing in an American accent.
Oh,
It was unbelievable because the show that they like was American.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, I don't know. Is there a lot of British shows on a network TV?
No, we only have the BBC. That's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
We have, unfortunately. Okay, Time Profit, Mr. Brown answers me. You mentioned Bill Paxton in Terminator, but Michael Bean played Kyle.
Reese.
Oh
He
yeah,
did?
of course.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
course.
of course he did. Yeah.
Also, he was in.
The Abyss.
Thank you.
He was. He was the mad one in the Abyss.
Like coffee, yeah.
Is this bit here a model?
Yes.
This isn't though.
No.
No, that thing actually worked, didn't it? It could do about 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Looks great though.
I was always disappointed that the No Aliens got took out by its guns.
Mm.
Again.
A door with a number on it.
Yeah.
Swappies.
There's lots of levels. Oh, look at those levels.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
now we start to see the nest, don't we?
This is when we see something new, isn't it? We're thinking, fuck, what the hell is there going on here? Yeah.
I still can't believe this was not made on a lot of money, really.
Yeah.
Well,
Crazy.
to us, 15 million is 15 million. You know, you can do a lot of 15 million, but when it comes to Hollywood, yeah, it's kind of small, isn't it? I think, yeah, it was. They started off 50 million, but it went up, didn't it? When they were making it,
yeah,
went up.
1.5, and it went up to 1.8.
Right.
Still a pittance in today's money, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing. Comedies are made for like 60, 70 million dollars now.
Because, as I said, I just watched the documentaries before we came on, and the special effects guys were saying we didn't have any money to do anything.
Yeah, that's why they built half the Sulaco and shot it on one side. Yeah.
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 Is it because it's the people doing things for the first time? Like I remember when
No.
Jurassic Park came out, and that movie only cost like 65 million or something.
Yeah, it wasn't because they're doing it for the first time. It was because 20th Century Fox was stingy. They didn't want to give them the money because Blade Runner cost more, you know, and you know, other science fictions that came before it was a lot more. But 20th Century Fox didn't want to give the money for some reason. Maybe there was hemorrhaging money at the time. I don't know. But James Cameron's determined to make it for the money that he had, and he did, and he pushed everyone, and they, you know, the crew almost walked off. Actually, they did walk off the set, and it was Sigourney Weaver that persuaded them to come back.
Is it because of his work ethic demand?
Yeah, his attitude was terrible. I mean, you know, everybody walked off the set, and it looks like the whole thing was going to get shut down, and she had to go and negotiate with the crew. I mean, like, she's the star and she was negotiating with the crew. That's fantastic, isn't it? I mean, she actually cared about the movie. Do you know what I mean? So, now she saved the film at the end of the day. Her and, well, it was mostly her, basically. She saved it. She told them to come back, and they did.
Cameron's missus.
Well, they didn't like her. They didn't like her at all, for some reason.
So in this scene where they're going in, this is where they find out that they can't actually use weapons because it'll rupture the cooling system.
Yeah, they did.
Well, sneakily.
Yeah.
What do we use?
Again,
harsh language?
They were so on point with using this as a plot device because when the film was released, only 3 months earlier, Chernobyl happened.
Yes.
So everybody was quite well aware of what this
Speak up,
shit meant.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Okay, so they can't use weapons or it'll become a big thermonuclear bomb.
I can see Burke is kind of like enjoying that moment there because obviously he wants the specimens. He doesn't want them killed. So he's kind of, oh, wow, she's got a point.
It's really funny, right? It's really good writing because when they were in the drop shit, she says to Gorman, how many drops have you done? And he says 2, one simulated and this one. So that tells the whole audience that he's not, even though he comes across as he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't really know what he's doing, so to speak. And it all plays into that scene, doesn't it?
He's the new lieutenant. Yeah, he's like right at the start. He was getting everyone's names wrong and shit, wasn't he? So it's nice little tweaks there.
Movie in your best, it is Hudson, isn't it? In your best Hudson voice, can you read that? What's on screen? I think he says it.
Who?
Is he fucking crazy? What the hell are we supposed to use, man? Harsh language?
Uh-oh.
Just classic line after classic line.
A shame he went. I really liked his character.
Yeah, so did I. So
Yeah,
did I.
a pound didn't last very long, did he?
Yeah, well,
His cigar went out, didn't it?
in horror films, the black guy always gets it first.
Well, going back on that, is that very problematic now?
I don't know. I don't care either. I think films of the 80s and the 90s were bloody awesome. They were. And the films today just absolute shit with their politics. So don't care what they say anymore.
Vasquez.
Right on,
And, Drake. They're keeping the pin, aren't they?
Oh yeah, when they tell them to give up all their weapons, and they had like a little one. Always keep this close for
another
close
line.
encounters.
Yeah.
Handy.
I like that there's not like one goody two shoes in that whole crew where they're like, "Hey guys, what are you doing? Come on!" Like everyone's just like, "Nah, fuck this. We got my backup gun."
Yeah. Holy
This is
shit.
where they start seeing the bodies in the walls, isn't it?
Holy shit. It's pretty grim, that.
That is. Did the special effect guys earn their money?
Hell
yes.
yeah.
Or what little money they got?
Definitely.
These.
I just look at these scenes with dread.
Fucking brilliant. It's just so good.
And I think knowing what's coming out of those things just really helps with the tension. As well as James Horner's soundtrack, everything he plays in here just builds up the tension.
Yeah.
I was noticing Horner's work so much when I was watching it earlier.
Yeah. And he really helps with the immersion and the claustrophobia of the situation they're in.
And it's constant little drum beats and military overtones all the way through as well. Just, you're not conscious of it when you first watch it, but obviously when you rewatch it, you notice they're all over the place, just accompanying the Marines as they're entering this place.
There you go. This wouldn't happen today, though, would it? A woman going first or being killed.
No, they'd make sure that everyone knew that it was a straight white man, even though
This,
he got no
It's so true.
This was even bad, even now. I just thought, oh.
Yeah, if it was a man, it'd be like, oh, I'm a Trump voter. I'd probably shoot.
Careful, I will say,
it even came out.
Before I forget, I will say, careful with the comments. I got my second stream got demonetized.
Yeah, and they don't even tell you what it is either.
Yeah.
So annoying.
So we need to watch it. We need to watch our words. But anyway, okay, moving on. Please kill me. You just know that is bad.
She knows what's going to happen. She's seen
Here you
other
go.
people.
MC. Hello, MC.
Hey.
Oh my God, it's just so good. So she starts convulsing. Chest burster. God, that's not a good way to go, is it?
This is really violent. You hear the ribs cracking and everything.
Yeah.
Excellent acting by Weaver.
Yeah. She's been there. She's seen that. She knows how bad it is. Nasty little Fuka, isn't it?
This is the bit they wake up the nest.
Well, if you kill one, Gonna be in trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, they all come out of the woodwork, don't they?
This is they start. I just love the camera movement here, and you hear all like the hissing going on, and don't
Yeah.
you? As if like you can hear them all waking up. Yeah.
The way
Well,
they're hiding in the walls too is just brilliant.
Yeah.
When
Oh
you
my God,
first,
yeah.
when the alien first jumps on the first Marine, is just iconic. Yeah, this right here.
This scene's
Yeah,
just
the light pans right past it, and you don't see it necessarily. It's right there, you know.
Who's the first one to get it though? Who's the first one?
Dietrich, the doctor, the female doctor.
Was it?
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh yeah, 'cause she turns around. She says like she can't see anything, and then suddenly it comes down behind her, doesn't it?
See, that's a bit problematic, isn't it, today?
It is. Just fantastic. This that you can't see the alien there, but he's there
Until it moves. Yeah, you can't see it until it moves.
It's just like
awesome.
it's just so fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like the end of the
sex
first
bots,
movie, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
The bots are coming in hot.
They are hot bots, everybody.
Xenomorph bots.
You can smell that money.
Xenomorph bots.
And he didn't last very long, but he's going to get toasted.
Yeah, poor fella.
Not very frosty anymore.
No.
See,
that's a cool shot. Oh my God.
Yeah,
these are new. This is a new shot. I don't remember this being in the film. I don't remember this being in the film at all.
Blink and you'll miss that one.
Is he being pulled up right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is how much work has gone into it. Like there's things like that are just incredible pieces of scene set design that you would never normally see. You wouldn't necessarily see that.
Yeah. The ammunition has caught fire, one of the bags, so it's going to go up, isn't it?
Boom! There you go. Stuntman.
Crow's gone.
All gone.
Crow gone.
And this is where Paul Goldman doesn't know what to do.
Wapurski. Oh, here we go. This is it. This is where you get the.
rock!
Look at that for a muzzle flash. It's incredible.
That gun's business, isn't it?
Yeah, that's Vasquez.
Yeah.
That's a great shot.
Does everybody like
Look
the
at the
muzzle
flash?
It's
My
incredible.
God.
It's just cool to see that, as opposed to, like, I just watched a new movie, Barbarian, which was very good. But they had just what they'll do with guns nowadays is like there was a pistol, and even in every shot of the gun, you could plainly see the little orange marker to let everyone know it was a fake gun. Things have devolved, I would say.
Oh, hold on. So they left the orange marker on?
Yes, in every shot. Like, I only watched the movie once. It wasn't something where I watched it a bunch of times and saw a flaw. It was noticeable every single time.
Really?
Yep.
They could have got rid of that CGI.
Wow. I know.
Wow.
Here you go. MC, Barbarian is great.
Is that Conan?
Appian, this is one of my all-time favourite movies. It is a great movie. It is a great movie.
A lot of people's.
It must be 20 years since I've seen this last. And it's just fantastic.
I love those. I love this. I love these scenes. They're so cool, especially when who was it? Was it Hudson that sticks the gun into one of the aliens' mouths?
That's coming up in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarge is gone. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I love the chaos, just the utter chaos that the scene, that the whole organized, the intervention into the complex turns into. You know, it's all very by the book and very orchestrated and well planned by Apone, and then suddenly everything goes to shit and tits up and just it's chaos, and we've got like the flashes of the camera cuts and everything going on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
They're not laughing now, are they?
Yeah. This is my 17-year-old self in the cinema thinking this is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sarge's gone. Let's get the fuck out of here.
And when I was 8, I thought it was so cool that they were swearing.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Almost every other scene, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gorman's bottled it. And
What a great screen grab. He looks like Morphed Clark as Gladriel right there.
I will say hemorrhoids as a similar effect.
You would know.
I would. Is this model or real? This is model, isn't it?
Yeah, I bet.
You had your chance, Gorman. This is where this is real. This is where this strong woman has taken over, isn't it?
The James Horner score in this bit, the way it builds, is just it's just so great.
I had to double take. Am I watching Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan or this? Because it's the same music, which isn't a bad thing.
No, just it's easily applicable to both movies, isn't it? Oh, she just rams through the wall here.
Yeah.
This is so.
Come on,
Like,
let's
good,
move
good
in.
shot. Good shot, that one.
This is where it starts getting decent, fellas. So be prepared. This is where the time was spent getting the shots. Come on, let's go, let's go.
Bang, bang, bang. It's really convenient as well that they've all got little lights on them.
Yeah.
That's good for the DOP, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll light that guy's face.
I love how you can't necessarily see the aliens. You know they're there somewhere, but the camera's always on the Marines, so it keeps them. You get flashes of them, but it still keeps them mysterious, which I love.
Bearing in mind they shouldn't be using the big guns, should they? And they're just
Not at all.
Yeah. Drake. Here we go. Drake's not going to. It's not going to end well, is it? I mean, look at that.
He's not going to make it.
Run for it. Mega Geek. Are the action scenes directed well?
Yeah, it's James Cameron, isn't it? He knows what he's doing. He's no sap. He knows exactly what he's doing. Of course they are. The whole film's well directed.
Oh, don't throw that gun away, Drake. I'll have that.
You know what? Some of them are in museums now, and some of them are collector's items. People pay thousands for the props from aliens. Yeah.
Here you go, Andy. Just for the record, Aliens 1986 and Starship Troopers 1997. Totally agree, mate. Both excellent films. Okay. So I think Drake's time is up, isn't it?
I'll see you in Shawshank Redemption, my friend.
Yeah. Where he tries to stick his dick into so-and-so's mouth.
Well, at least he lives in that one. He just never can walk or talk again.
That's
That's
right.
my monetization gone for this channel. Cheers, Ian. I will send you the bill, don't worry. Again, this
It's fine.
is
It's fine. Give us the person's name. It's okay.
This is the alien, just stealth alien, isn't it?
Yeah, you think it's rocks, don't you? But it's
just great direction. Again, it's the Cameron's eye. It's blending the aliens in with the background, and you think you're seeing one thing, and then suddenly it moves, and you're like, shit. That's what you get all the way through this film. It's so great the way their camouflage works.
Yeah. They were men in suits for those aliens.
They were indeed.
God damn that!
I will say good night, John. Thanks
Good night,
for
John.
in.
Boy.
Good evening and good night.
Good night.
That's just madness, isn't it?
Real deal right there.
Effective though, isn't it?
Absolute madness.
Is that one of the most impressive muzzle flashes in
Absolutely.
cinema history?
Thing is, though, you have to be really careful when you're dealing with stuff like that.
Incredible.
Yeah, ask Baldwin.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be really careful.
I'm partial to the Arnold Schwarzenegger muzzle flash in Predator, but that is...
Yeah.
Oh.
It's great.
It's
Great
good.
grab that one.
I think Ian just came.
with Robocop.
He did. Oh.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
oh,
Wow, that's another good one. Well done, Brown.
What do you guys prefer as far as the alien design goes? Because in this one they don't have the smooth crown for the head like in the original. I actually like
these
the original
workers are these worker aliens?
Yeah, drones, aren't they? Yeah.
But the thing is, though, the alien in Alien looked so much
We
realer,
are
as if there's a word,
leaving.
than these ones.
better.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But the budget was low for this one anyway, so they can only do what they could do at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I feel like that was just a design choice. I don't
No,
know.
no. You might be right, but I tend to believe that it was because of the budget.
Is
But
it
anyway.
possible a low budget worked in its favour because everybody had to work harder?
Possibly, but if James Cameron had the right budget, I reckon this film would have been 10 times as awesome.
Look at that.
I reckon.
Oh, so
Well,
great.
it's pretty awesome as it is now.
Yeah, yeah.
The alien drone in the first movie was kind of still an infant, really, because it had a very short amount of time to mature. But these ones have been there for like weeks and weeks, so
Yeah,
they've changed.
Months even, yeah.
yeah. You're probably right. I don't know.
Drake has got the blood on his face, so he's
Done.
Wow.
He's gone.
Genetics right there, isn't it? It's great.
Is that mid? Yeah, he looks horrible. He does.
That's another good catch, Brad.
Half Freddy Krueger right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. There's lots of booms in here, isn't there?
fire in the hole. He's gone.
Vasquez trying to get him back.
Yeah. Forget him. He's gone. Just so many lines I remember. As I said, I've not watched it in 20 years. And as I said, I did the subtitles to help. But I think we just know most of the lines off by heart. Just such a great film. It's just ingrained in my psyche from being a 17-year-old. Or am I just talking bollocks?
Oh, no.
Which is only likely.
I mean, I think somebody said in the chat, it's also the slides that you've managed to.
There you go, Franco. Cheers, Franco. Look, here you go.
They are. They capture all the sense of emotion in the scene, each one of them. So yeah, I mean, it's like watching the movie again.
A lot of films we can kind of chop the scenes down and just show the most nice sound effects. That we can just show the appropriate scene. But I just thought for this one, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. They're coming for me. Shit. Very good. So they're going to escape. They're in the
I love the bit
door.
where the hands come on the door. Those really skinny little fingers grab the door.
Yeah,
so good.
Yeah.
Again, eat this.
You just hear the scream afterwards.
There secret of comedy, folks.
Timing.
It's getting annoying now. Turn it off.
I think we're dead now.
Yeah, we're dead.
Yeah, we're
The stream is dead on 2 hours. We're dead. Geiger's design for the alien, perfect killing machine.
It's funny. It's funny because
genius.
Ripley told them that look, they got acid for blood. They're really big, you know. They're this, that, the other. Yet they go in there with t-shirts with no arms. You know, they don't even protect themselves.
Though, would it? Wouldn't make any difference.
Well, if they listened to her, I guess they would have been more prepared. I guess would stayed away.
Here you go. Some really, really great model shots. Brian Johnston was involved in this, wasn't he?
No.
Well, I saw his name on the credits. Or am I
don't
hallucinating?
know. I think Brian Johnson was involved in the first one. I don't think he was involved in that. I think, was it John Steers? I can't remember. I'm probably wrong.
Here you go. Appion, their saliva is acid too. Wow. Yeah, here you go. They could spit acid if they wanted to. Oof.
I think that's something that was added like in subsequent years about their spit being acidic, but because they drool on things, and people like when Wizbowski jumped on board the dropship, and he sort of it was the slime on the floor, and he picked it up on his hand, and it didn't burn him. So I don't think it was acidic at that time. I think they can probably adapt to certain situations and spit acid later. But
Time Prophet, Brian Johnson from AZ. No, it's not that one. I will say when you read that comment on screen, just be careful what you're reading. Moving on. That was a joke, by the way, but moving on. Okay, so she's blown the transaxle. Here you go. See, he gets it. Trans representation. That's the monetization gone, but never mind. Fuck it. Okay.
So there's this they them called Axel, and he's been blown.
She puts her thumb up, doesn't she? Are you okay?
Yeah. Get away from me, man. Because who got a concussion? Was it Gorman?
Yeah.
Oh, the canisters. Yeah.
When he goes back off, she just lets go of him. His head hits the thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
She just lets go of him.
This is where they find the Sergeant Dietrich aren't dead.
But they're being cocooned.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Cocoon, just like the others.
It's getting me happening, man. It's getting me
Game over,
happening.
man. Game over, man.
Game overs after the plane
Dropship.
crashes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crashes. Yeah.
Oh, this is one of my favorite bits.
Mm-hmm.
It's so matter of fact. It's like no fucking about. Let's just nuke the lot of them.
It's the only way to be sure. Did Ripley start smoking again during this film?
Looks like it. I don't know.
I mean, shit. I don't smoke, but I probably would in that situation.
I think to be fair, I think I would start again. Yeah. And this is where he's wanting all this to be saved, isn't it? But he's only interested really in the aliens, though, isn't he?
He's making out he's a company man and protecting the facility, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to talk them down. There you go. Show the bus. The days when we could smoke.
It's all vaping these days.
Yeah, Tim, I like saying this. Hannah Bomb, I'm smoking now. You'll stunt your growth, mate. Okay, so.
And then he's reminded who's in charge.
I would say smokers are a dying breed, but it doesn't seem appropriate.
Do we all like this scene? I know Z likes it.
Yeah, I love it. I think it puts what's his name in his place, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's reluctantly placed in control of the whole mission at this point.
Yeah.
It's not something anybody wants,
Yeah,
and
there
the
you
weight,
go.
the weight on his shoulders after what just happened is absolutely immense, and he portrays that excellently. Whereas
he doesn't want it, does he? And he just realizes that suddenly he's in that position. Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. And he's just a grunt. No offense. Again, I remember that line from
the film.
I think we're just. I don't know. It's like a muscle memory. We just know all the lines from this film.
I think this is the point where they make a connection, Ripley and Hicks.
Yeah.
When Hicks agrees with her, especially in this situation where he's trying to tell Ripley to stand down, and obviously
they realise they've got the same sensibility, don't they?
Yeah.
Here you go, Appion. There isn't a single wasted scene in this movie. There isn't.
Yeah.
Speaking of scenes, we need to. So, is this where they're talking? Yeah, Pharaoh, the Lady Gaga, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going.
And then she gets eaten by the alien or killed by the alien.
I'd say we take off, nuke this again. Classic line: nuke the site from orbit. It is the only way. To be sure.
To be sure.
To be sure. Just as my mouse dies. Okay, so I think we're on the next slide, folks.
waiting for the drop ship. Excellent. And that huge back projection shot, don't they, as well, when it comes towards them. Spunk Meyer, what a name.
That was his name. That was his name.
What a name.
In the chat, I like Pharaoh. Yeah, I like Lady Gaga too. It is Lady Gaga. Anyway, moving on.
Bubble gum again. Somebody's been chewing. Bubblicious. There you go. Stuck to the bottom.
I would have been spaffing off in private.
Yeah.
She's not really in this film much, is she?
Great wire work on this.
Ripley knows something's wrong.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. Every single opportunity for something to go wrong, it goes wrong, doesn't it, for these guys?
Yeah.
Of course, she's never seen a xenomorph, so she's like suddenly turns around and goes, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
because the special effects. James Cameron was saying, "I want the ship to hit the dirt, then roll several times." And the special effects guy was trying to explain to him, "Look, it's on wires. You know, once it hits the ground, we have no control over it whatsoever." James Cameron wasn't having any of it. He was like, "Well, do it. Just do it."
I just never go, run!
Yeah.
Does the back projection take you out a little bit, Ian?
A little bit, yeah. But as I said, I was more savvy watching movies, obviously, because I wanted to be a filmmaker. But obviously, the majority of people in the audience, they didn't know.
Could they? Would it be possible to enhance that with CGI nowadays? To make
definitely.
Yeah, I'm surprised why they haven't done it. Just to kind of tidy it up a little bit, spend a little bit of money on it to make it even better.
No, I think it's a work of art, so I don't think it should be touched. Do you understand what I mean, right?
Yeah, because just
there's some films. Yeah, there's some films that shouldn't really be touched. Like the movie Cynic was talking about. We were talking about Halloween a couple of was it last week? And you were saying about the knife being on the floor when it shouldn't be there. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't, even in the 4K, they didn't muck around with that. They just left it there, didn't they? So there you go. Everybody recognize it's a work of art. It shouldn't be messed with.
Yeah, and what's the point? Because like 20 years from now, whatever you fixed is going to look like crap too. Yeah. I mean, look what happened with Lucas in the 90s when he added in like CGI Jabba the Hutt, and then like 10 years later, it looked absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. That's just fucking great, man.
I like when he picks up the wreckage, doesn't he? He's like looking at the wreckage and it's smoking.
Real pretty shit now, man.
Yeah.
Game over. There you go, folks. That's the money shot, folks.
Game over, man. Game over.
on 2 hours, 2 hours, 8 minutes. We got there. We got to the money shot, folks.
I believe that line was ad-libbed as well.
Wow. Iconic. That's just
Shall we just say, everybody in the chat, type game over, man.
I can remember like when I was watching this for the first time, I was just not laughing, but sniggering at Hudson because of his freaking out, because you're kind of going through this crisis with them, and he's saying what you're thinking.
Do you know how iconic this line is? And Hudson, we are leaving. It was so iconic that an iconic character called Tank Girl, when the comics came out, had all those quotes at the side of the squares, just written for no reason at the side of the squares. That's how iconic this film is. Mm-hmm. It ended up in an iconic comic book. Crazy, right? When you think about it. Absolutely crazy.
Here you go, folks. Happy on. Game over, man. Franco, game over, man. Andy, game
Game
over,
over,
man.
man.
Romeo, game
Game
over,
over,
man.
game
Game
over.
over.
Game
MC,
over.
game over, man. Game over. Sean, game over, man. Franco,
Game
over.
over, Capcom.
Game
Game
over.
over,
One.
Wade.
the mighty Bijot Moore. Man over. Game over, man. Game over. Cheers, Wookie.
Wookie fever.
Just such a great film on every level.
The only one that's calm is Newt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Newt's
Yeah,
used
I
to it all.
expected this to happen.
Yeah,
Things haven't been
exactly.
going well for me.
Yeah.
What would if this was remade in say next year? Would that be Game Over They Them?
Probably. And
Game over them.
And Newt would be a little black kid, so there you go.
Just
Yeah.
it just wouldn't quite roll off the tongue, would it? Z Game
No.
Over They Them.
Would
Just
uh,
work, does it?
Game
since
over.
Ripley is maternal in this, would Ripley be allowed to be a
Careful.
woman?
Yeah, she wouldn't be, would she?
Would they have
There
to
you go.
give the role over to a man to
Mm.
take on feminine traits and nurture?
No,
nurture
who's in
a relationship with
who's in charge of the
Careful, boys.
who was in charge of the platoon? It would have been a woman, wouldn't it? It wouldn't have been.
her? Oh, 100%.
Yeah, definitely a woman.
Hudson would still be a man because he's having a hissy fit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Game Over, man. Game over. Just the money shot there, folks.
Maybe we could build a fire. Sing a couple.
That's
What the fuck is that about?
That was Burke. Yeah.
Burke.
Yeah.
Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Apparently, that was another ad lib. Apparently.
There you go. Even better.
MC there, that comment. Amazing. Living the dream.
Where?
I used to have Friday afternoon off work and I would watch Aliens, T2, Batman Returns every week.
Shit, yes.
Speaking of T2, once we finish this, if you go to the community page, there is next week's options.
I voted.
For the folks at home movie, what are the options? Because I've forgotten.
So I believe I don't remember all three. Hang on. So I know it's The Dark Knights.
Yeah, I think it's Battle of the Sequels, the mega sequels, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Dark Knights, Terminator 2, and
what's the other one?
Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
so-
happy, that one.
So, Dark Knight, Empire Strikes Back, and what's the other one?
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2. Get voting, folks. You've got until Thursday. So
I said Dark Knight, but T2 is that's a great option.
They're all.
Yeah, I mean, they're all great.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. I'm losing my way. Here we go. So meanwhile, back in the headquarters, this is where we get the sentry bots, isn't it?
Losing all their bullets, trying to kill them.
Yeah.
This was a new bit in the because this wasn't in the. Well, I don't think it was in the original. This
No.
bit, yeah.
No, it wasn't. And I love this scene.
Yeah. They're saying, yeah, this it's really good because you really get to realize how little ammo they've actually got to fight back with now. Because
And also how many
everything's-
aliens were there in the
Yeah.
vicinity. There's thousands of them.
Here you go. Time Profit. Yes, there is a communist page, mate. Check that out.
communist.
What a great experience for her, though. As
Yeah.
was she 6 or something? I can't help. Don't know how. I know she must have been what 10, 11.
No, she's like 7 or 8, I think.
All right. What a great experience. I mean, you could every dinner party you're going to be talking about that. You know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Just incredible, isn't it?
she was just awesome, an awesome actress in this film. So great.
Okay, let's get moving. So this is where we get the 4 robot sentries, which is a very nice addition to the special or the film.
Really
So you see that heart shape on Hicks's
armor.
thing armor that was done by Ramaz, what was it, the other guy. What's his name? The guy that was playing him originally was done by him
Oh,
because
was
they
it?
were told to personalize their equipment. It was James Cameron's idea, so he
Okay.
just picked up the slack
So-
from when he left, basically.
What's the story again with this guy getting replaced?
What happened was that James Ramaz was into drugs big time, and he came on
Right.
set and they shot a lot of stuff with him. And then one day, somebody tipped off the police that he was in his hotel room smoking shit, and they
right.
basically raided his room and they found all this crap, and he got arrested.
Oh dear.
I'm just
And-
looking him up now. It was the guy from the Warriors.
Yes, and also
Right.
Dexter as well. Dexter's dad.
Was that in
So,
the US or the UK?
No, in England, over
All
here.
right. Wow.
Over here. British police arrested him, and so they James Cameron fired him, and then just got on the phone to Mr. Bean and said, "Get your ass over here." And the rest is history.
Okay. This is quite important, isn't it? This is how long after we're declared overdue can we expect a rescue? This is what we kind of mentioned previously, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Paul Hudson has a hissy fit.
17 days. So
Yeah.
either there must be near to a base,
Yeah.
or it's 17 days between Earth and. So there must be some kind of hyperspace travel involved somewhere.
Yeah, well, we're trying to calculate how long Newt had been underground. But as I said, we established that Ripley was on Earth. So wherever that base was, she had to go from there to that base, and then from the base to the planet. So
okay, so again, don't want to rain on your parade. We're not going to last 17 hours.
he's very positive, isn't he?
Yeah. It's fantastic. Speaking of positivity, why do you put her in charge? You say this was his first role, Bill Paxton?
Well, he did a little bit, but it was his first kind of biggest role. And as I said, he was the guy building the set with James Cameron when I used to be with Roger Corman.
Right.
That's how they got to know each other.
Okay, so they're going to try and draw a plan up by going on the terminal. So obviously they've identified a long tunnel where the aliens are traveling.
I'm confused with that picture. How comes Vasquez's head is huge? Is that a monitor behind him? Is that a monitor behind Burke?
Oh yeah.
Because I was just like, how comes his head so big?
Yeah.
All right,
it's quite odd, that, doesn't it?
Yeah, gosh, a bit.
See, that's the director spotting that, isn't it?
No, it's just an ordinary bloke spotting the frame.
I will say, cheers upon. Nice to see you in the chat, mate. Okay, so they're saying it's effectively 2 corridors where they're traveling, which later comes in useful, isn't it? Because it's kind of foreshadowing what's going to be happening later.
Yeah. Sometimes when a film's really hard to make, it ends up being a classic. Actually, 9 times out of 10, if it's really hard to make, it's going to do something.
I will say there's going to be plenty of muzzle flashes quite soon.
IBMs.
Yeah. It still looks
so
great.
Dated, don't they?
But it's still dated, but looks great.
It's very utilitarian, just functional.
Yeah.
I think they made up an excuse for that, didn't they? I think it was in Prometheus about the monitors. I think there was a line in there. I can't remember. Something it wouldn't operate in space. I don't know. Some stupid line they put in there.
Right. So there's 4. They're setting. Obviously, they're in teams, aren't they? They're cannons.
Mm. Knocking all the doors and everything.
Armed.
It's a good job those sentries don't look behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at those; they're beautiful. Aren't they?
Yeah,
Boom.
really
Yeah, 'cause
intimidating.
I think she's thrown a canister to see if
Fire in
they're
the
working.
hole.
And they're collecting all the food as well, weren't they? And
Yeah.
stuff. And yeah, there's another scene in it where Hicks and Ripley,
Yeah,
kind
throws
of
a
bond
dustbin.
a bit. Yeah.
That's just been. Is this where they're welding the doors, aren't they? So
Yeah,
they can't get
yeah.
in.
This is the bit where they bond and
Yeah.
what is it? Can track her and something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of. It's quite cool.
Quite a big tracker. It's no iWatch, is it? Apple Watch.
Mm.
No.
So
Remember Sigourney Weaver talking about it. She was saying that it was after James Remar left and Bean came in. It was a very, very different relationship between Ripley and that character because what's his name is so gentle when he talks. He's so very
yeah, Michael
tone
Biehn.
wise. It's different. Yeah, it's different.
This is the doll, isn't it? Casey. She doesn't have
Oh,
bad
yeah.
things because she's just
She doesn't have a
piece
head.
of plastic.
yeah. So this is the scene where James Cameron lost his rag. Did you hear
Right.
about this?
No?
No.
So in this scene, the face hugger goes after Ripley, and so there's a scene where it jumps from the shelf directly to the camera, and they had a wire that pulls the face hugger towards the camera. And James Cameron kept saying to him, pull it harder, and and they wouldn't, and in the end he lost his rag. Said, "Put your gloves on, I'll come back when you put your gloves on, to pull the wire, basically." So I think that was like one of the moments where everybody was just like, "This guy's nuts," you know what I mean? He's just fussing over something that's just really, easy to do, whatever. But there you go.
Well, the guy is a perfectionist, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely perfectionist, and they didn't understand it. See Gorman, the guy who plays Gorman, he's on record saying that he wanted to punch James Cameron because James Cameron had kept having a go at him, and he really did hate him on set. He just thought that he was just over the top and stupid.
But it's all there on the screen, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, though, I mean, James Cameron came from a different type of filmmaking.
Yeah.
To the British people who basically needed their tea breaks, and when it was whatever time they had to finish, they were off because all they see it was as a job. But James Cameron saw it as more than that, didn't he? So
yeah. This is the scene where she's speaking to what's his name, Bishop, about the eggs. Something must be laying eggs.
Yeah. Do like eggs in the morning.
Yeah, and he says it must be something we haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
An ant hive.
Yeah.
Again,
Thing is,
Lance Erickson, so good.
How does the Queen get pregnant? Who impregnates the Queen? I'm confused.
I don't
Is
think
She is asexual.
Yeah, it doesn't need
right.
fertilizing. It's
Careful
kind of
what-
built into its genetics.
If they censor you for that one, that is absurd.
Yeah.
So there's no male king alien around somewhere.
No.
Well, are you thinking that there's a giant alien out there with a big penis?
Yes.
Well, considering Giga's designs,
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought this. I won't read it, but I thought that.
Mm.
Mr. Brown's just giving up monetization for this one.
Sorry, guys.
Wasn't there extra bits where Ripley was talking to Newt as well? There's some bits in this version that I saw when she's putting her to bed, there was a bit more that I didn't remember it in the original. Anybody could tell me if I'm right?
She said Newt asked Ripley if she had a child,
Right.
and she said yes, but she's gone.
Mm.
I don't know if that was in. I think that was in. Was that in the original?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Mm.
Okay, this is where we're finding out that Burke is playing a different game, isn't it?
Yeah, and Bishop has to break his protocols, just like in Red Dwarf.
Yeah. Again, where it says are worth millions, you would think worth billions, but obviously we don't know what the currency system is like. But anyway,
Yeah,
seems just a little weird. This is where he's trying to convince Ripley that they can, if they sneak a couple of those home, they'll be set up for life.
yeah, but you'll kill the Earth, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
And this is where she gets a bit angry, just a bit angry.
Yeah. Because she knows how I'll start again. She knows how he will get them in.
Mm. Exactly.
Yeah. He also sent the scout party out because he knew, didn't he?
Of course he knew. It's a slime ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait a second. You sent them to that ship, so.
It was a bad call, Ripley.
Yeah.
They're all dead, you idiot.
Wait, so that does answer the plot contrivance reference, right? Or question earlier.
Yep.
Yeah, because we're like, why the aliens? Why does this happen? Once Ripley wakes up, and it's like, well, there we go. That's it right there. So you get
but the chances of that ship running into Ripley's ship is like 1 billion to 1, isn't it?
Well, she's been out there a long time.
57 years, yeah, but still, it's a big universe.
She does say at the end of the first movie, though, that she's like on a trajectory to be picked up by somebody or something like that. With any luck, she'll be picked up at some point. I think they should say.
But she didn't, did she? Because it was meant to pick her up before 57 years had passed. So obviously,
yeah,
it was just floating out there, wasn't it?
Yeah, but she maybe she was still on some kind of
course or something.
Yeah. So in some kind of lane, I don't know.
Lane. Yeah, stop at a traffic light.
I think this is where the Sentry robots are coming in. They're coming down the tunnel, aren't they, the aliens?
Again, I love how we don't actually see the xenomorphs here. We're only got like brief flashes of them.
We don't need to, though, do you, really?
No, that's one of the things that made the original film popular, is the fact that you couldn't see the threat. And this does it beautifully. It's just the right amount of alien in it.
Plus, you can see the ammo count going down.
Yeah, it's a tense moment. You don't know if they're going to...
It says their time at 100% fire rate, 14 seconds.
But as I'm saying, it just goes to show there are thousands of the xenomorphs out there, thousands and thousands. And it's, that's when they realize, they're really, really screwed.
Yeah. B guns dry. So that's it for those slides. So that's it. Here we go. So this is where they're coming through the pressure doors, isn't it? When the welded doors, isn't it?
Well, that's a switch.
Yes.
And that's when he has to do that mission, doesn't he? He has to go isn't it? He has to go in the tunnel and something like that, and
Yeah.
get to
So
the
it's just going
dropship.
from one bad situation
Yeah.
to another.
Mm.
4 hours until it blows.
I think this is where James Cameron fired the first, and the crew walked off.
Overload is inevitable at this point. The trope of the soldier who was going to leave the service in a few weeks. 4 more weeks.
Yeah.
Or there's always like
usual.
or
I'm 2 weeks away from retirement.
yeah, Lethal Weapon.
And he's still, after, what is it, years? He was meant to be 50 in the first film.
Yeah.
How old was he in the last film?
About
I don't
130
know.
in the new one.
Yeah, well, it's crazy, isn't it?
Okay, so they're going to get the next other dropship from the Sulaco.
Yes, I think Bishop has to go and fix the transmitter, send the signal for the dropship to come and land to pick them up, wasn't it? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Everybody's going, I won't do it. And then
Bishop should go.
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's just one problem after another, isn't it?
Yeah. But then even when he did do it, you still thought, he's an android, remember Ash, is he going to do what's right for them, or is he just going to get away? You know what I mean? Pick up a sample and just fuck off, leave them all there. After all, he does work for the company.
So it's going to be a long crawl down a tube, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's just saying, yeah.
I love the bit where Vasquez gives him a pistol and he just gives it straight back.
Yeah.
There'd be little point.
Yeah.
Sentry robots are going again.
Muzzle flash.
Look at that.
Better than a lens flare.
That's just incredible. Wow.
These days, spotty teenagers could do that now on video and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, but that's the real thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's all After Effects, and you can tell.
Yeah, you can. Unless they create themselves.
So much better.
Yeah, it is, but more expensive, though. You have to have an armory on set when you shoot over here. I don't know about America, but if you're using blanks, you have to hire an armory. Then you have to hide the weapons, and you have to have the police, and then it just goes on and on and on. You end up spending a lot of money.
This is where movement is coming. They're coming towards. They've gone past the Sentry robots, so they don't know why or how. They're still going off. Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm going to go and buy some Aliens toys after this.
Are they making a TV show called Aliens?
Supposed to be. Are they ever gonna? Is it ever gonna see the light of day? Though I don't know. Who cares anyway?
It's going to be It's going to be a world where all the men are useless and all the women have to save the planet. That's what it'll be.
That's standard now, isn't it? We don't even have to say that. It should be an exception. I think it's more to do with the first movie than it is the second. I think.
If they could write a series that is 1/10 as good as this, they'd be doing well.
Well, they're not going to do that because it's Disney. You know that.
You can bet it's going to end up being an alien king because I'm a patriarchy.
Or the Queen will be a good guy or something.
Yeah. The actual evil will be King Alien. He'll be white.
Yeah.
So with 10 bullets left, they're retreating, aren't they?
Gonna try and find another way in.
They got 10.
There's that American accent again.
That'll take a while.
Excellent.
Again, we're all in strung out shape, but stay frosty and alert.
Maybe we got them demoralized.
Yeah. There we go. So 24 hours. So we're approaching the lab scene. I think this is where we should have had half time, but never mind. We'll plow through.
But you know what, right? You know what, though? This is. There's a lot of stuff that isn't necessary.
Yeah.
No wonder why they cut down on it because of time, isn't it? So, yeah.
It's still very good, though.
Hicks is like,
Yeah, so this is
I
where
like
Ripley's
that.
getting a weapons tutorial.
Yep.
Get another one in quick. Slap it in hard. That's what she said.
Oh, such children.
Yeah.
Because in the 50s, when they were referred to sex, used to be the sea and a train going through a tunnel. Today, it's in Aliens, it was a gun.
Yeah.
Ripley and a gun.
Just to show you how popular that is, just for 1 second, just share my screen. This is something that Hasbro released last year.
Wow.
I've got one.
Which
I've got
is
one.
a Nerf gun.
Yeah, I've got
Wow.
one. I've got it. It's sat right in front of me right now, and I've been repainting it to look like the real thing.
Oh, wow. That's
Fantastic.
crazy.
So even merch for Aliens is still selling today.
Fucking awesome.
Where did I get to? I'm hoping it's this one. Here we go. Yeah.
Gorman. You're an asshole, Gorman.
Newt's asleep. MC Trev isn't here. Sorry. So Bishop's.
He's trying to get the dropship to land, isn't he?
Yeah.
Sending that signal. Lucky there was no aliens there, eh?
Would they want him though?
Yeah,
since
exactly.
he's synthetic.
I don't know.
They might not pay much attention.
Maybe you're right. I don't know.
If he's not a threat, they probably won't bother with him.
This is the
You would have
lab
thought they
scene
would
then.
have left at least one person back on the ship.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Perhaps I didn't need to, but yeah, you're probably correct.
And guess who released them then?
We're in trouble.
Oh, look at that.
I think Matt just came.
Does the effect look a little bit shonky now, or does it still look?
No,
reasonable?
I think it still looks reasonable, tell you the truth.
Some of them do, yeah.
Yeah, I think it really looks good. As I said, this is the bit where James Cameron lost it and fired the first, and then the crew walked and he was in trouble.
Burke.
What a bastard.
He turns the monitor off, doesn't he?
Yeah, she's trying to break the window as well, and it's just not having it, is it?
Nope. Now you're scared.
Good job she smokes.
Yeah, exactly.
Smoking saves lives.
Yeah. Smoking saves lives.
They're coming, Newt. Oh, yeah, that thing's coming too.
This is some amazing practical effects right here. These things look real.
This running bit was really good, yeah.
Yeah. They actually ran the film backwards at this point when it latched onto her throat.
A lot of screaming in this film, didn't she?
Well, especially if there's an alien behind, I think I would be, but there you go.
And this is the heroic Hicks going through the window. Fucking die.
He just doesn't stop shooting, doesn't he? You think, fucking watch your ammo, man.
Yeah.
Burke, poor old Burke.
I say we grease this rat fuck son of a bitch right now. That's fucking great. Man. She looks
this is
so
where-
worn out.
Yeah.
Mm.
So this is the of the plan that breaking freezers and stuff.
But he was a bit of a wanker, wasn't he? Running off and leaving them. Total tosser.
Yeah, if he sabotaged certain freezers on the way home. Yeah, and then jettison the bodies. Yeah. Fuck, he's dead. You're dog meat, pal. I think we're all flagging now, aren't we? This has been full on. It's just from one emergency to another, isn't it?
I love it. It's just chaos. Yeah. Just throw aliens in the mix and everything goes tits up. What do you mean they cut the power, man? They're goddamn animals.
Everything in this is unrelentless. They just will not stop coming.
Mm.
Yeah.
Sounds like a movie I saw the other week.
This is where they don't know how they're getting in.
Yeah, and this is great because they basically lock themselves in this way.
Yeah. And then we get the countdown.
God, man, I love the motion trackers.
This is a big fucking signal.
Yeah.
It can't be. That's right inside the room. Oh, God, that's such a... Look, the tension here right now. And when Ripley looks up, suddenly everyone realizes.
Yeah, it's this bit. There we go. It's just crawling, isn't it?
Mm. There's about, I don't know how many people are in costumes there.
I think they only had like 5 or 6 at a time, and they made it look like a lot more, of course.
It was like Star Trek First Contact. They only actually had 6 people in Borg uniform. They just kept changing all the head attachments to make it look like there were more.
Wow.
Like, what is it? Wrath of Khan, they used the same set for the Enterprise and the same set as Reliant, wasn't it? So there you go. Big muzzle flash! Should take a drink every time you see a huge muzzle flash.
Pulls that trigger just in time, doesn't she?
Here you go, Romeo, Miss Brown answers me. Maybe if you're doing a really epic film, do 2 streams over 2 weeks. Any of next week's films could handle 2 streams.
Well, if you keep the contributions coming in money-wise, I'm pretty sure Ian could
It's a lot of work.
faster.
Yeah.
I'm happy to long it in one stream.
Long it. Good one, mate.
I need to go to the toilet, but anyway, moving on. Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
So they're getting out of the lab.
And Burke
Burke is off. Yeah.
He's a Burke, isn't he? Bloody Burke.
Yeah. But he gets his comeuppance, doesn't he?
He certainly does. He certainly does.
Good one.
I like when he's doing that. He's like, "Oh, you want some?
You want some too?"
Starts killing everyone. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So funny. And then he gets grabbed, doesn't he?
Yeah. Motherfucker, come on, come on, come on. Come on, get it, baby. Come on. There you go. Come on, you too. Oh, you want some of this?
Fuck you.
Grabs him. I was gutted at that
And then
point.
he's gone.
I absolutely loved him.
Well, he's dead now, so long live Hudson. I was about to say Hicks then.
So there you go.
good shot.
That looks like somebody in a suit, doesn't it?
Yes, it
Well, it's
does.
because it is.
Can you? Is that the full? Can you even see the full head there?
Well, yeah, you can. It's but the thing is, though, it was shown so sparsely. Obviously, this is a freeze frame.
Yeah, it was just a
That you
strobe.
you didn't realize.
Right.
Mostly focused on the heads. Mostly.
Still looks great.
Mm.
Oh, it looks so cool.
Yeah. I was sad when she went.
Mhm.
I wasn't sad Gorman went though. But I was sad she went.
She 1000% did steroids. Look at those
Probably.
fucking triceps are enormous. Man. What the fuck?
You're only jealous.
I
you seen
am.
Have you seen what she looks like now though?
No, I mean it's
She's-
been, what? It's like 36 years ago.
Yeah, she's very, very an older woman, and she's
I'm sure.
very,
Here you
very
go.
broad.
Jacob, Burke gets a big kiss from an alien. Has he died?
does.
He's just died, hasn't he?
No, isn't there
Oh.
a scene where he's in a cocoon?
There is. I didn't
yeah.
see it in my version though.
Yeah, it's not in this version. I did see a version where he
Oh,
was
right,
at-
okay.
Yeah,
I've not even
Yeah, I
seen
saw
that.
that. I saw that. I'm not sure which version it's in.
I think it was on TV. I saw it.
We
Was
go,
it
Burke,
ITV showed it late in the night, and that scene was intact.
I thought Burke just got a mouthpiece to the head.
No, well,
Like that,
there is,
yeah.
as I said, there is a scene in it where he's in a cocoon. I know that, but I don't know.
Or to the face.
Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Okay, so they're sealing the med lab. They're coming through the doors.
Mm.
So they're coming through the air ducts. I can hear the James Horner playing with this. Can you?
Yeah, Star Trek too. But there you go. It's the only time Gorman was brave, isn't it, in this scene?
Yeah.
All for naught.
That would scare the bejesus out of you, wouldn't it, Swappers?
Coming down the shaft at me. Yeah. I love these shots though. It's so claustrophobic, and the way they hung the actors in the suits from wires to make it look like they were defying gravity. It was just it was so great. It's just when the power gets cut and everything goes to emergency lighting, the film takes on a whole new aesthetic with just the red and the shadow.
Mm.
Gorman doing his Paul Ince impression from football. That's for the British people, by the way. Or was it Terry Butcher, one of the two? Vasquez run out of ammo.
Mm. He couldn't even. Gorman couldn't even do that right with the hand grenade. Couldn't even do that right. Vasquez had to help him.
So the alien's coming down the shaft.
Mm.
I wonder if they decided that everybody dies at the beginning, apart from.
Well, it's part of. Oh, who went?
Zia shut
Matt.
down.
Oh, but that's part of the whole thing about aliens, isn't it? That most of them die.
So she's going to do a boot to the head and put a gun, and she gets covered in
Goo.
blood. Yeah.
Goo.
That's such a great moment there where she just boots its head to the side of the shaft and just blasts it with a gun. God, I love that bit.
She should have known better, though.
Yeah.
Silly woman.
Desperation.
Yeah.
Did Gorman
This was great.
die a
He shoots
hero's
them.
death? I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess he did. He tried
Very
to save her,
solid.
didn't he?
Yeah.
This was awesome. I didn't you didn't get to it, but it was he's shooting the pistol and it glances off the xenomorph's head as it's coming up through the vent. It's just such a good little touch.
A shame, really. If it wasn't for Gorman blowing up that thing,
I
poor
think that
old
was the
Newt
best.
wouldn't have fell, and they wouldn't have.
So it's his
had to
fault.
Try and find her. It's his fault, man. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always were an asshole, Gorman.
Gorman.
This was a death and a half, wasn't it?
Mm.
Sean the Bus. Here we go. I really like the Vasquez Gorman death scene. Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's good. It is very good.
Boom, gone. That's when Newt goes down with the blast, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah, Jacob, he saved her from a horrible death.
And him. He saved himself from horrible death as well.
Yeah, Newt's gone down the aircon thing. No.
I love how she keeps stroking that doll's head when she was in the water.
So this is where the locator swap to locator comes in handy, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. So she's under the decking, isn't she? Flooring.
Yeah. That wonderful shot where the alien comes out of the water.
Yeah.
Behind her. It's fantastic.
It looks awesome, but
Yeah.
it bothers me now that I can see the wire that pulls up the tail.
Oh, shut up.
It does. I know. It bothers me.
No, I'm joking. No, I could see it too, but I choose to ignore it.
Hey,
Just like
fair
in
enough.
Blade Runner, when the spinner goes in the air and you can see the wires pulling the spinner up, like you just ignore it.
That's the said scene. Oh, I never noticed the wire.
Well, you can't see it in that, so I shouldn't have mentioned it. Just let it go.
Maybe they got rid of it digitally.
Possibly.
Yeah. Newt.
And the doll. Because they've just
The
cut
doll's
through
head.
and the doll, yeah.
Casey's head. There's a lot. When you think about it, there was a lot of work put into this film. I mean, crazy. I mean, you know how many, you know how hard it is to actually get something like that big to come out of the water like that.
Yeah.
They cranked the film obviously to make it look a bit heavier and slower, but still, it's a lot of work. It's a crap load of work.
That's Stan Winston for you, man. That guy is,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
or was
Genius.
rather,
Yeah.
just genius.
Did you see the picture of when they were doing the mother alien and they did a mock-up with rubbish bags and stuff and hung?
No.
So there's two guys in the suit and they're hung by wires and two people with sticks of control in the legs and stuff. They did
That's
a test.
So cool.
Yeah, and it worked, so they went with it.
Again, iconic scene with it's Hicks, isn't it? When he's pressing the lift and it's not working.
Yeah.
And then
It
the
gets
alien
taken
comes
out
in.
by it gets sprayed and not good.
Get it off, get it off. Come on, you can make it.
When he says, "Are we going?" What was his name? Bishop says, "Are we going?" No, we're not. We're not. That's a good line.
Great model work.
More wires, mate. Flying on wires. Great wire work.
I think on the documentary it said the reason why there's lots of smoke.
Yeah, to cover them.
Yeah, it gives it a sense of depth, apparently, and scale. The bots are back in.
Hey, what's up, bots?
Hey. So plenty of time, 26 minutes.
Mm. There's more of a dialogue as well before she goes to get Newt. There's more dialogue between her and Hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the special edition, you mean?
Yeah, in the special edition.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's gonna put some weapons together.
Mm.
Gaffer tape.
Or is it duct tape?
Yeah, duct tape.
Can't tell
gaffer
the
tape.
difference. Can't tell the difference between duct tape and gaffer tape.
I've always heard the saying, "If you can't duck it, fuck it." That's
a great visual effect. That is.
Yeah,
When it
that
lands.
holds up so well.
Yeah, great visual effect.
And you can duck it.
Yeah.
So she's
You
going
can't
on
duck
a
it, fuck it.
Yeah, she's going on a one-man mission.
Yeah, she's doing an Arnie.
Yeah. I don't think. Is there any female actors who could do this today? To the quality
Don't know.
of Ripley.
I think there are plenty of actresses that could do it. I think it's just the writing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm. Yeah, and the stupid agenda.
Hello, Z.
Hello.
Is Uncle Owen okay now? Have you sorted him out?
He stuck his penis in my router and hit the reboot.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Demonetized.
Oh, we did that like 20 times already.
It'll be interesting to see. Can you imagine? So 19 minutes. Hicks is done.
Yeah. Dwayne Dibley.
Dwayne Dibley.
Yeah.
It's unforgivable what they did with Alien 3.
Well, you
they
know.
were just, it was just blossoming.
Yeah, well, Hollywood's stupid, aren't they?
Here you
Never
go.
been that clever.
Emily Blunt could do it, yes.
Agreed.
Yeah. Live,
Emily
Die,
Blunt.
Repeat. That one was brilliant.
I'm not sure because she tried to do Mary Poppins and she was shit at that. So I don't know.
Very
bad
different
writing.
roles.
Yeah.
Bad writing. She was good in Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah,
Live, Die,
brilliant.
Yeah,
Repeat.
she was good. I do. There's something strange about her. I find her quite sexy actually, and I can't figure out why.
Because she's good looking.
I do.
No,
like...
I don't think she's good looking at all. Me personally.
Really?
No,
Really?
I don't. But yeah, there's something about her that I think she's quite sexy.
I think Jennifer Lawrence could. I like her as an actress anyway.
Yeah. Level 15.
Has anyone
the
timed
voices.
this to make sure it really was 19 minutes?
19.
Or
No.
however long it's supposed to be? Because it feels like it goes on longer than they say she had time for.
It probably is.
You
'cause,
have
one of the
15
trivia
minutes.
items on this is that when it says 10 seconds to get out of the vehicle, they actually do take 10 seconds.
Oh,
So
okay.
it probably is time-wise correct.
So you see this scene here, right? James Cameron was a stickler. He wanted the smoke in this scene to be just right. They spent a whole half a day getting the smoke ready for this scene.
What?
And then when they were ready to go, right, the doors opened and then this lady with a trolley with tea came out. This is the story. And everybody just broke for tea. He was ready to go. He was like ready to go, and everybody just walked off the set for tea time. And that's when he blew a gasket. Basically, that's what got the. And then he fired the first, and that's when the crew walked. So there you go. Imagine that, eh? Right, we're ready to go. Tea time.
Tea
Everybody walks off,
biscuits.
yeah. Tea biscuits. Yeah.
Toast down, lads.
Yeah. Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Unbelievable.
But the way it's described is that
39
this door
meters.
opens and there's smoke everywhere, and out the smoke comes the tea lady with the trolley. That's the way it's described.
Not the alien
Unbelievable.
queen,
No, not the
but
alien queen.
The
Mrs.
tea
Doyle
lady
from,
with a
yeah,
from
tabard.
the Ted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a tabard. So here you go. Again, Sean, what is so annoying about Alien 3? The huge amount of acting talent that was wasted. Most of it British.
It was just studio interference. That's all it was. They should have just left Fincher to do his thing, and obviously he didn't agree with the script, and you know what I mean. It's just studio interference. That's all it is. Same thing that's happening with James Bond as well. We want him to be more of today's man. Oh, fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Romeo fucking hated Alien 3. Totally removed any shred of hope from the film.
And now we got clone a Ripley, haven't we? She's cloned in the fourth one, when Alien 4. That was terrible. That one.
3 hours. Right. Okay, we're on the homeward leg now, folks. I think when we did Star Trek: Wrath of Khan, that was 4 hours. Anyway, moving on. So she's found the locator. Gone.
And she's also found some more bubblegum as well. There you go.
Yeah. Newt is in there.
Bubblegum.
These eggs, though, still looks scary now.
Don't know.
When these little bleeders come out,
bubblegum. Every time you watch the film, you're going to think of bubblegum now.
Would that be CGI these days?
Yes, it probably would be. Yeah,
but that looks better though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look better. But I mean, you know, if CGI is done really well, it could look just as impressive.
Are the effects on this as good as The Thing, or is The Thing better?
No, The Thing's better, in my opinion.
Okay. In the chats, Romeo, anyone like Alien 4? I can't even remember what happened in Alien 4.
She was, they
terrible.
cloned her.
Yeah, Winona Ryder.
I did like Winona Ryder's character though.
Is that the underwater swimming alien?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, disappointed.
I certainly was, that's for sure.
I'm just thinking if Alien 3 didn't go the way it was going to go, I think would be in a different place with this franchise now.
Well, the computer game's meant to be really good. The one with her daughter.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. It's great. I played it. It's incredible. Scare the absolute shit out of you, though.
Maybe they should do that. I don't know.
I just can't believe you just get rid of the two best characters in the film.
They should have just allowed Neil Blomkamp to do his Alien 5 project, which had Sigourney Weaver and Michael Biehn in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, the studios, the people that are in charge, they don't really know what they're doing. Plus, there's all these like bonuses they have. If they complete a quota, they get more money. So they're just thinking of the money. They're not thinking of the art of the show and the film and everything. So never mind. That's the way it goes.
So we're getting to the egg laying chamber.
Big eggs.
Yeah.
Where's the bacon?
Right, okay, we're on the final straight now, folks.
That thing.
Is that back projection, that one?
No.
No. That's a puppet.
Yeah, it's there.
It's a puppet.
It's a puppet. The largest one.
Oh, he's disappeared.
He died. I think he's shut down again.
Yeah, it's a huge marionette puppet.
This is so impressive. I can't believe this came out in '86.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing this for the first time and really thinking that thing was alive.
Well, there's two people in there. Two people hanging by a wire inside there. So
I will say, guys, after the stream or tomorrow or anybody on the re-rub, I did put a couple of links in for the documentary for the site for the special effects, especially the Queen. Really, really impressive how they did it. So, at your leisure. I do like this where the aliens come in and they just kind of the
Back
Queen.
off.
Yeah, I do like that.
Sound design in this film is incredible, isn't it? Like every single hiss and
Yeah.
rumble and whatever you think
Yeah.
could be an alien somewhere, and there's so much of it going on in the background. It orientates you.
I love it when she points a gun at the eggs and the Queen tells the other aliens to step back.
Yeah.
And then when she does vaporize most of them,
Like this.
The Queen literally pulls herself off her thing. I don't know what the thing that she's connected to. Pulls herself off.
And she screams as well when she does it.
Yeah,
she can hear her scream.
Yeah. It's really funny because she shoots all the eggs, and then you'd think that she'd shoot at the mother's head. Do you know what I mean? Just to get rid of her, but she
I was
doesn't.
thinking that earlier. Yeah.
Do you remember who designed the Alien Queen? Because Geiger didn't do it, did he?
No, it was well, Geiger designed it, and it was based on Geiger's design, but it was Stan Winston that created them all. His group, his team, created it all.
They took the cue from Giger's work, didn't they?
Yes.
Can you imagine if Stan Winston just didn't exist, where things would be? Because what an incredible designer! Terminator, Alien,
incredible.
He even did the Iron Man outfit in 2008 before he passed away.
But we mustn't forget about Dick Smith. Dick Smith was the person that he was modeling himself. Dick Smith was the guy responsible for the effects in Exorcist, and he was one of the very first people to do special makeup effects. So Dick Smith is the king, in my opinion. And then you've got Stan Winston, who I think Stan Winston was one of his students. So never forget Dick Smith.
Never forget.
4 minutes.
Here we go, down the drain. And when she goes up those stairs, I know those stairs. That's where the Joker fell off. It's really good, right? Because this is Battersea Power Station, and they dress the whole of Battersea Power Station. They put numbers up. They put little stickers on the thing. But I remember going to Battersea Power Station when it was a wreck, and it just reminds me of it. They shot a lot of stuff at Battersea Power Station, loads of movies. Even The Dark Knight, they had a shot in The Dark Knight where it was in Battersea Power Station.
I like it where the Queen looks at the elevator.
Yeah.
I just imagine her going up to the surface with the girl from Ipanema playing in the lift.
Yeah. Okay.
Here you go, Romeo. Rob Bottin, also very good.
Yes, he's
just
good.
saying, Rob Bottin, genius.
Awesome.
Absolute genius. You now have 2 minutes.
You had 2
No.
Even the special effects on the lift as well.
Yeah. No ammunition. That's it, isn't it? Game over.
Game over, man.
Back projection.
And she's absolutely convinced she's done at this point.
Yeah.
That's how Bishop, baby. You bastard. What'd she say? Bishop, you bastard? And then
damn you, Bishop.
That's it, yeah.
And they play with that all the way till the end.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Bishop, I love that.
Yeah.
And it's such a relief, isn't it, when he turns up?
Yeah. Yep.
She was bashing Bishop throughout the film, wasn't she?
That's the thing, though, isn't it? Because that's what they wanted us to believe, that Bishop was was bad, but he wasn't.
He got a good bashing off her, yes. Yes.
I'm not quite sure how he's seeing out of the ramp there, but
I think it's
The
out
re-
one of the side windows.
Yeah. The reason why he left was because the platform was getting unstable, he was saying. So that's why he kind of circled around and waited until she came out.
This is where the alien queen grabs the leg, isn't it? But you don't see it.
No, they're sure to provide a moment for it to happen, but you don't see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly viable.
Look at that. It's fantastic.
Punch it, Bishop.
Great shoot. Great photo.
Cheers, MC. Thank you.
That really great shot with the back projection where she's just standing there with the with Newt and it comes behind her. The ship comes up behind her. It's quite cool.
Here you go, Romeo. Subversion of expectations done right. Bishop was always a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ripley just had to overcome her prejudice.
If they remade this film, Bishop would be black, wouldn't he?
You wouldn't get Roundhead doing writing like that, would you?
Never.
Old ruin of Roundhead.
This shot doesn't really hold up.
No, it doesn't. Bad blue screen.
It's a little rough.
The model doesn't hold up, but when I was doing the stills, the actual mushroom cloud and stuff looks fantastic. I just think the model work on the spaceship, if it had a little bit of tweaking, just frustrating anyway, I think.
No, I mean it kind of works. It kind of works. I mean, as I said, it's a film of its time, and a damn good one at that.
I just think the what's the camera effect they use for shooting spaceships? I just don't think it looks as good as the ILM stuff.
It's because they didn't have a remote control camera. They were doing it physically. So when that ship's flying towards you, they would push the camera towards
that's a shame then.
But with the remote control things, they would just punch into the computer and then the camera would do the move perfectly every time. So they were doing it manually.
According to the trivia page, just so you know, in both the standard and special edition versions, the 15-minute countdown at the end of the film is 15 minutes long.
Fuck yes. That's awesome.
Wow.
That just makes me excited.
Wow. Not much gets you excited, let's face it.
No. Pretty easy.
Now, when I went to see this originally, I thought this was the end of the film.
So did I.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah. Bishop, this is where she stopped bashing the bishop, isn't it?
This is the first time I saw somebody get split in two. It was really well done as well.
They took the cue from the end of the first movie, really, didn't they? With the fake out ending.
Yeah.
Right, we're definitely approaching the end now. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
Something's afoot.
Oh, good one.
I'm here all week.
Before you realise actually what's happening, it's such a confusing moment, isn't it?
When I was doing the stills, I was looking at Sigourney Weaver's face for the different parts, and fucking hell, it is proper acting.
Yeah.
That's why she was nominated for an Academy Award for this one.
Look at that.
Should have got it.
She would. She obviously she wasn't. Everybody knew she wasn't going to get it. The Academy are so up their own arse. They don't think films like this are worthy, which is bollocks, basically.
I want to look up who she lost to now.
Just fantastic.
I think it did get an Academy Award, didn't it?
I don't know, for visual effects, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
Not that Academy Awards are worth shit, but still.
Yeah.
Well, back then they kind of were worth something, and that's where it just gets ripped in half, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great effects, really good effects.
Yeah.
She lost to Marley Matlin for
what?
Children of a Lesser God. You know that movie that everyone talks about all the time.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Never heard
saying.
of it. Never heard of it.
Ever since E.T. lost to Gandhi, I gave up on the Oscars.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I like Gandhi, but E.T. was 1 in a million film. It should have got it.
Yeah. Okay, so Newt is hidden in the under the decking,
Mm.
and the Queen's after Newt.
I mean, I remember when I
Look at
first
that,
saw
that's
this
fantastic.
in the cinema. I couldn't tell what was a model, what was a little puppet, what anything. And then obviously later on when I watch it, I can tell each bit. But you know, because you're so caught up when you first see it, you just think everything is there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how good the effects were.
Just quickly going back to my comments about when Ripley was in the hospital bed and the alien was coming through her stomach. It was the unnatural head angle that kind of took me out a little bit, whereas Lance Henriksen there, that's more of a natural angle, even though that is like, so that looks spot on, and that's fantastic. Ripley was just leaning a little bit too far forward. It was just an impossible position for a neck, and it just kind of took me out a little bit. But anyway, but that's just fantastic, is that? So she just the alien queen's just about to get Newt, and then I think the classic lines are coming out. They boys.
Yeah.
Get away from her, you bitch!
She actually says that when she said that line, she went up on bitch, and James Cameron didn't like it, so he had to bring it have the voice down on bitch, stuff like that. So you know, just little things like that. It's quite interesting to listen to when they talk about it.
That was a great moment though, when she just runs off and hides behind the door, and then the alien queen sends attention to Newt, and she's chasing Newt around. And you think you kind of forget about Ripley, and then suddenly the door opens, and you just think, "What's going on?" Then you remember the power loader, and you think, "Fuck,
get away from her, bitch!" All this is model work. It's just incredible.
Not all of it. Not all of it. The bit where she hits the alien and it falls into a couple of boxes, that's definitely puppets. And then
it's a puppet.
Then you got the big, then you got big ones as well.
That's a model.
The big puppet.
But they mesh it all together so well.
They do,
fantastic.
yeah.
It's just brilliant.
That's because James Cameron knew what he was doing. He's worked on low budget stuff, so he knows what to get away with. So
yeah,
constantly reminded about how deadly the Xenomorphs
that's
are.
a pup. That's definitely a puppet there.
It's a puppet.
Muppet. You Muppet puppet.
So we are approaching the end now, guys. So I think 3:30 will be a mighty result. Puppet. It's a puppet. Oh, the model work is just incredible. Model.
And I forgot. Bishop saves her, doesn't he? He saves Newt.
Yeah, you'll see in a minute.
She's getting dragged away. She's getting dragged away by the vacuum, and then he dies.
I think on the documentary, I think they said quarter size model.
Yeah, so when it falls through, that's quarter size model.
Yeah.
I think this one is quarter size, but yeah, it's meshed in with the full scale stuff.
Yeah. As I said, guys, in the chat, thoroughly recommend you watching the little documentaries. I put the link in the description when you have time or at your convenience. They go into in depth with this sequence specifically. Quite good. Bishop.
It's a good job she was there, because it would have been really hilarious to see Newt sucked into space.
After all that, yeah.
Apparently the model of the loader fell onto the concrete carpet. It was like a curtain that was on concrete on the floor with little stars, and it just smashed the model completely, didn't it?
It did. They had to rebuild it again, didn't they?
With glue, yes.
With what's left, yeah.
They didn't use the shot in the end. They used the original shot.
Mm.
Look at that. Here you go, John Z, or is it John Z? Concrete carpet sounds like an oxymoron. It is, mate. Concrete carpet. Oof. The alien queen is in space somewhere. And now they're all getting sucked out into space. It's just one catastrophe after another, isn't it?
Well, Ripley's got to press that button so that door will close.
Bishop saving Newt. Bishop. So she didn't win the Oscar for this.
No.
Nope,
And then
nope.
then Newt
Wow.
calls her mummy at the ending.
Yeah.
Interesting. It always bothers me when she shuts that door. Her leg just comes out before
I know.
the door closes.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Always bothers me.
Yeah.
Those fruit machine hold buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can you see them, folks? Hold.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, fruit machine. Brilliant.
It's really good, right? Because he tried every trick in the book to make sure that you didn't see the models, like flashing lights.
Yeah.
Was it the darkness in the place and all that? He tried every trick in the book. Crazy.
Bishop looks wrecked there, but the effect looks fantastic.
Yeah. I wonder if Ripley actually got the mop out and started cleaning up before she put him to bed. Put them both to bed.
Sulaca's got a Roomba. Just cruise this around while they're all asleep.
Could you imagine her with the mop and a bucket mopping up all that milky stuff coming off Bishop?
Easy. I'm going to say to everybody in the chat then, start thinking about your marks out of 10 for this movie. Have a couple of moments, and then once we start ours, we'll do some marks.
Well, Newt does ask, can she dream? And I'm wondering if I can dream after watching this again.
Here you go, Franco. She bashed the Bishop too much.
She didn't bash him.
I think we all have, pal. But moving on. Bishop's been wrapped up in plastic. And it's Hicks, isn't it?
Hicks,
this is the last time we see him.
Yeah, was the last time he breathes.
Yeah.
He'll die.
Wasted.
Yeah,
what do we do for our new film? Let's kill the male lead off.
Well, I heard that he wasn't available anyway to do Aliens 3, and she had grown up anyway.
Yeah.
By the time they made it, so.
Are we going to sleep?
All the way home. Yes, you are. Unfortunately, we're gonna crash land on the planet, and you're gonna die. Yeah.
Yes, honey. I think we both can. Right. Okay. Should we do some marks out of 10 then, guys? So, okay, in the chat, Andy Mouse, 1, 2, 3, 10. Dark Side of the Walk, 10 walks. Yes. MC. We can see where this is going, can't we? 10. Tim, I like saying this. Hammer Bomb. 10. Wookie. Blah, 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 blah. 10. Is there any more? Is there any more? Yes, there's more. Franco, 10. Time Prophet, 10. Romeo, 10. Best sci-fi action thriller of all time. No contest. Only challenged by T2. Yes. Right. Are we nearly approaching the end? I think we are.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep tight. Affirmative.
You're going to die. Affirmative.
I think this is it.
It was John Richardson and that did that supervised special effects on this film. It wasn't the other fella you mentioned.
Is there any more? Hey, that is it.
Woo!
I think 3.5 hours is a mighty fine result, fellas. So,
So too.
Oh, yeah.
please consider donating to the channel. Some of you have. It's been much appreciated. Assuming you haven't been demonetized. Links in the description. All that rubbish. There you go. So, to finish off then, panel, I think I would like a sentence or two from each of you talking about your feelings for Aliens. So from the bottom of my screen, Z, what do you think?
Oh, I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. The only things that really date it are the smoking and the low-tech screens. Aside from that, it's so rewatchable. It's one of those films that I've watched at least 20 times, and to see it again after about 5 years, it's been an absolute pleasure. This can stand up against anything released today and still knock it out the park.
I agree. Ian, your thoughts?
Oh, my thoughts is kind of similar to 3PO's. I mean, it's a great movie, and you can watch it as many times and still get a fun out of it. And it's a well-made movie. And who would have thought that James Cameron would have come out of this one since all that crap happened, and ended up the person that he's ended up today. So yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10 because I always say this: no film is perfect. So, but that's pretty high score as far as I'm concerned.
8.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Wow,
Yeah,
an 8.
Wow, that's genuinely surprises me. That Ian.
Why?
I thought you'd have given this a 9, but that's just me.
Yeah, but no, I reserve 10 and 9 to films that are just phenomenal. Do you know what I mean? Just fucking
guys.
out the world. Do you know
That's
what I
the
mean?
director stuff. That's why Ian's a level above us with the film stuff.
No, no, it's just my opinion. I'm pretty sure Movie Cynic has got a different opinion. Everybody's got their own opinions, right? But I mean, I'd never given a film, even the ones that I love to bits, ever 10 out of 10. That's just me. Because E.T. kind of reaches like a 9, in my opinion. It's not perfect. There's loads of mistakes in E.T. In every film I've seen, there's those mistakes. I've yet to see that film that's just perfect.
Oh, I was going to say, have you seen a perfect film?
No, I have not. No.
So you've never given a film 10? Is that correct?
Well, not as far as I can remember. No. But it's easy to give something 10 out of 10, isn't it? But as I said, nothing's perfect. Anyway, it's just my opinion.
Controversial.
I was
it?
I was going to make a joke then, but then I realised that if I said it, I might lose my monetization, so I won't.
Oh dear.
Thank you, YouTube. Movie, what do you think?
Probably 9.5 out of 10.
So you didn't even get it a 10 either. So.
No, the only problem, I don't have a problem with the movie, and we're talking about a 9.5 out of 10.
That's great, though. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I were to say there were a problem with it, it's just I feel like it's a little slow at the beginning. But I mean that's just I take that because it's not a modern movie but that's neither here nor there. It's one of the best sequels ever. I'd say top 3 best sequels. I would also say it's just plainly one of the best movies ever made, perfect or not. And it's iconic for its imagery, the dialogue, the characters, the creature effects. What more can you really say about it? It has the highest quality in every way.
When was the last time you watched it?
3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
Right, okay, because quite recent. Okay.
Also, you have to also remember that when people do rate films, it's also about how they felt at the time, and sometimes films connects to your heart, and stuff like that, and But I like to judge films on, technically and the other bits as well. But that's just me, right?
This film takes me back to happier times. But anyway,
There you go. See?
Swappers, go on.
Absolutely no feminism, identity politics, or
Careful.
any of that
Are you
rubbish
sure?
in this film. It's so completely iconic and influential on pretty much everything that's come since. And for that alone, it gets 10 out of 10 from me. I just can't think of any film that I've ever enjoyed as much, and that includes Star Wars. I think it just blew me away in every respect, and it will just live inside my head for the rest of my days, and I love it.
Truly great movie.
Yeah.
I will say I love this film. It's been a lot, 20 years must be since I last saw it. Happy memories of the VHS days when we tried to tape it and it wouldn't tape properly, but we still watched it. Such a great movie. Such a great movie. Just iconic scenes, iconic dialogue. I've not been able to truly watch it properly this week because I've just been effectively watching it for 3 days, stuttering watching it. So I think I'm going to watch it this week. Just happy memories of happier times. Just fantastic. I just wish we could get movies like this nowadays. So anyway, I think that is it, folks. So 3 hours 30, that's a result, considering I think that is it. So chat, very steady numbers tonight. You stuck with us. It's been a long one. So I truly do thank you for your participation. We are truly nothing without you guys. And those who have donated, cheers. Truly appreciate that. I'll thank the guests. Z, cheers, buddy.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure. It's love this film. It was great to come and join in with you guys, despite
Ian,
the connection problems.
I know. Shutting down for the night. Ian, thank you, my friend.
And no worries, guys. No worries.
Matthew number 1. Cheers, buddy.
Goodbye, then.
No,
we're both bats. I don't know.
Well, Movie Cynic. Thank you, Matthew.
Goodbye there.
Goodbye there. And last but by no means least, Swappers himself. Cheers, Matt.
Cheers. Appreciate it. Loved it.
I think that is it. We're back tomorrow doing the musings. I need to go feed my cat now. She's been pestering me for the past 2 hours. So it was a long one, folks, but we got there in the end. If you're going to watch it on the re-rub, I suggest watching it in sections, but there you go. So I think we're back tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks. Tatty bye.
Bye.
Tatty bye. Take care. We are out of here.